Where do you stand on your political views?
I'm left of center. I'm a firm believer that we're stronger together than we are divided. I know what a real Republican is. This MAGA stuff's not. This is divisive, hurtful. He's been criminally found liable for like people. Like if Trump would actually stand with Ukraine, I think Russia would actually back down. But Trump's there like, oh, Russia's my best friend.
You think these people chant death to America for no reason?
We messed up their country for 50, 60 years. Like, we did all that. We're responsible for all that. If I had a choice to go to Iran, I wouldn't be afraid to go.
Are you not religious at all anymore then?
No, I don't believe any of the religions on earth are legit, because I had this superficial bullshit where I was better than them because I was like religious and stuff. I understand love and compassion more than I ever did being religious at all. Can you imagine like loving and caring for someone because you actually want to, not because you're afraid you're gonna burn in fucking hell? Love your neighbor and all that, you know, the number one rule or whatever.
A lot of people will weaponize that and use that as an excuse to not like call people out on their sinful behavior. If you're not religious, then sinful doesn't even really matter to you. But then like that also gets into like morality and like what's right or wrong. If there's no God, then how do you judge what's right and wrong?
Our nation wasn't founded on Christian values. We ran away from the church. We were stretching people apart and tearing people apart in the basements of churches.
But is that really Christ-like, or is that people going astray from the actual religion?
Giving religion to the indigenous people and murdering them and forcing them to like read the Bible and smack their hands with rulers and beat them and flog them and all that shit. That's Christian values right there, right?
No, I don't think that's Christ-like though. I think you have to look at like what would Jesus do.
Ally.
So you don't think it was Tyler Robinson that killed him?
No, Charlie Kirk was shot by the goddamn president. Or Israel. Like, I disagree with him. I think he's a horrible piece of shit. But he absolutely didn't deserve to die, and it sucks that he died.
Before we get into this episode, I just want to say thank you. This is my 25th episode, and I am now able to say I'm in the top 1% of podcast episodes, which is crazy because 25 really isn't that much. It actually only takes 21 podcast episodes to get to that top 1%. But what I'm really here to say is I just appreciate you guys so much. This podcast was really good. We talk about a lot of political stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that I just wasn't politically equipped to answer. I went through and watched the podcast back, and there's a lot of stuff that I learned from and a lot of stuff that I would now rebuttal with if I had the answers. On top of that, guys, I just want to say thank you one more time. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to as big as possible, really. There's no specific number. But 2,000 followers or 2,000 subscribers as soon as possible. We're at about 1,500. So let's keep moving the needle and making an impact. I appreciate y'all greatly. And enjoy the show.
I know you have the chess club. What other interest do you have? And I guess we can start with the chess club because I just said that, but what got you into chess and what got you to start a club for it?
Well, so I learned chess in 5th grade, and then I was really excited about it, and then it just kind of we get older and stuff, you just kind of forget stuff. And then we opened a bakery in Lake Stevens, and we had like tables and stuff. I'm like, well, I'm going to start a chess club again. So it's something I always wanted to do. Just a passion. It's such a dynamic and diverse and just very deep game. And I just started it, and it just was by myself for a little bit. And then a couple of people showed up, and now we're about 280 members altogether. I'm a UFCF director, so I do rated tournaments myself.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have a team. We have FIDE Masters. We have all of them. We have the whole range. We have the whole gambit, which is really cool. We're just a really big community focus group, so it's just a lot of fun. It's exactly what I like. I like the community building and team, like getting to know people. Exactly like you, I think, as well. I think it's just in our blood, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's just such a dynamic thing. It's just such a nice vehicle. Like, you go to a big tournament in Vegas or whatever, and you have a 5-year-old sitting on a chair or standing on a chair playing against like a 90-year-old guy. A 5-year-old's just wrecking this old guy, right?
Yeah.
And there's always like, you get beat up hard by one person, but then that guy will just get beat up by the next person. Like, it's such a cool dynamic and everything, and everybody has a chance to get into it, which is cool.
Are you self-taught?
Yeah, Yeah. I haven't done really any training. It's just me. And then the whole like building the business, or well, it's not. It's we're a nonprofit, which is kind of fun. I have a board of directors and everything. It's just something I just kept, throwing mud at the wall and seeing what stuck, and just stayed consistent every month, every week, stay consistent. So I've been doing the chess club. I've been doing the chess club twice a week for the last like 3 or 4 years. It's been
Jeez.
nonstop.
So
Yeah.
there's money involved in chess? Like, do you win money in tournaments and stuff, or how does that work?
Yeah. There's some definitely money in the tournaments if you win. With the club, I try to do dues and stuff, but it's not really. I don't want people to feel like they're discouraged from, showing up if they don't pay their $10 or whatever. So I don't have any.
Yeah.
It's completely free to come play, and we want them to. We make money for the club with like tournaments.
Hmm.
Like we'll run our tournaments and we'll split the pot with other players. I was doing monthly tournaments, just like regular monthly tournaments, and then I have like a big yearly, like big open tournament I've done, and this year will be our third year of doing that. And we had like 100 players, 90 some players at the last year one, and we had a grandmaster there as well, and they're really big turnouts, so it's
How
pretty
does one
cool.
become a grandmaster?
Just be really good at chess.
I feel like that's just got to be like a IQ thing. Like I feel like at some point you just can't like practice more to become like I feel like personally like I could play chess every day and not ever get to the point of some people. Like I'm never gonna be a Magnus Carlsen, you know? I think that's his
Yeah,
name,
a
right?
lot of those guys, they started, when they're three or whatever. So I mean, there is definitely a thing there. I mean, yeah, you have to kind of have a special thing on it, but you could get up to probably. I mean, you could probably get to 1800 or 2000 elo if you really wanted to study and just work on it. You could
Hmm.
do it probably.
So
That's why.
there's different ranks and everything then?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's different levels. Like beginner, novice, intermediate, all that stuff. It goes
Okay.
all the way up. So
So when it comes to tournaments, are you kind of facing people at the same level as you?
yeah, it's called the elo rating. It's just like the rating they use to when you play a bunch of games, like they get your initial elo rating, you play 25 games, and then they average it out with, they take all those games you played and they kind of figure out where you are against what the opponents, and you get kind of an average and then they put you there. So then they rate you. That's like your official like rating. So then they'll try to pair you up with the like, same rated or close rated
Hmm.
players, or a little higher, a little lower. So
So it's
yeah,
somewhat similar to like a handicap in golf.
yeah, yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's very measurable. It's pretty accurate overall.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
I didn't even know that was like a thing that was a part of it. It's kind of cool.
yeah, yeah.
And so do you actually like go down to like you mentioned something about going to Vegas for tournaments or something. Do you actually travel for tournaments?
No, I just did the Vegas one, but we do like lots of regional, local ones too. And then I've
Hmm.
been hosting just a lot myself. So hosting's a lot easier because then all the players come to me.
Hmm. What's your status like ranking in that?
Oh, I'm nothing. Like I suck at chess. I'm just the people person. I bring all the people to the club and stuff, and I'm the
Uh,
organizer, right? So
yeah.
like
That's
those who can't teach, right?
that, that's how I am too. Like I'm not very good at chess, but I just love playing it just because I don't know. It's just one of those games that's just it kind of like exercises your mind a little bit and challenges you. And to me, like I think I'm being strategical, but then like I play someone who's actually like played before, and they just whoop me, and I'm like, dude, I thought I was doing good.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun, and it's just so complex, and there's so much to it. You could be a beginner and love the game. You could be a grandmaster and love the game. And every single game is different. Every single
Hmm.
game, they're never the same.
Well, there's like millions and millions of different ways that a game, like just one different piece, the variations in chess are so crazy.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but there's more there's more combinations than there are observable molecules in the universe.
God, that's
Observable molecules. I forgot the name of the thing on it. I could probably find it, but that's yeah. There's just so many variations. Observable molecules. Like molecules are like those are small.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, kind of rotating topics. Also, I want to talk about your bakery. So, how long have you had that business, and what got you into that?
Well, so my wife is the huge baker. She's been a baker her whole career. She went to school, professionally trained. She's extremely good at it. That's why we started Bakery in Lake Stevens, and then after our lease went up there, we got out of that, and then we partnered up with a local coffee place around here, and we do all their pastries and all their cookies and all their good stuff there. And then she also does all her customs. They have a location at like the Angel Winds Arena and at the Everett Aqua Sox. So she does all the bakery for all that stuff as well. So it's really nice.
Oh, geez, yeah. So it
So
sounds like she's probably
it's
staying pretty busy.
yeah, no, she's really busy. She does a really good job of that. That's all her. I'm just the official dishwasher when she needs me. So she kicks butt at it. So
And how long has that been in place for?
the bakery
Yeah.
or what? Oh, we've had it like three or probably 5 years, six, seven, 6 years.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
that's crazy. I feel like that's what's so cool though, just being able to like have your own thing. Like you with your chess club and her with her own bakery, like it's almost like your baby in a way because it's something that you're passionate about. I'm sure she is, and like it's just cool that you can have this thing where you can make some money from and be able to enjoy what you do.
Well, it's been lots of like trial and error, man. We've burnt a lot of money trying to figure it all out. Like it's not like a press the button and everything works out great. We've gone through some pretty big trials and stuff, and so now we're at a spot now with our partnership with the coffee stand. We're in a better spot now than we definitely were when we actually owned a brick and mortar bakery ourselves. So
Hmm.
it's a better situation. But we definitely, I mean, that's our. I mean, we're definitely hustling. Like I used to just come home and play video games after work, and like, oh, I deserve to play these games, right? And just sit and do nothing. And so now, but now it's completely opposite. Like, we have my regular full time career with FedEx, and then I have the bakery, cards, the chess club. I do all that stuff. I have like maybe 4 hours of free time on Saturday morning.
Yeah. It's good though. I always heard this quote, it's better being busy than bored.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I'm
I
always busy.
I try to keep myself busy as possible just because I don't know. There's just you only have one life that we know, and I feel like you might as well make the most of it in the most of your time.
Yeah. My whole motivation is just to like set up my family, right?
Hmm.
Try to get myself in a position, hustle hard, work hard to be able to help, that's why, I'm kind of elusive with the family a lot of times, but I'm just hustling as hard as I can
Hmm.
and trying to set it up for the next, for my kids and everybody else. So that's
What
important to me.
what has been the biggest struggle that you guys faced business wise for the bakery?
Oh, just, well, I mean, financially, right? It costs a lot of money. We put a lot of money invest into it, right? And you just don't know if it's going to work out. It's like a big what if game kind of thing. Lots of
Hmm.
emotional stuff. Like at the bakery, there's times when Stacy would spend the whole like day and a half getting the shelves full of all these awesome foods, all these awesome cookies and pastries and all that stuff, and then a couple days later, no one's showing up because it was a bad location. That was our problem.
Hmm.
Then she has to throw it all in the garbage can. So she spent all that money and all that time and energy on it, and then she just has to throw in the garbage can. So it's like it was an emotional train wreck as well. But now she sells out all the time, so it's really great. Like she's always, it's very health. It's way healthier for her now. But the whole like doing it on your own kind of thing, like making things happen on your own, not relying on anybody else. You know, that's that's the struggle is just enduring and being consistent and just keep plugging away, even though you don't know if that's if
If
it's
it's
not going to work
gonna,
out or not.
yeah,
Yeah.
if it's gonna lead to any sort of success, yeah, I think any sort of business or entrepreneurship venture is just so you're facing the unknown when you do anything like that. and it's one of those things where it can be thrilling, but also scare the shit out of you too.
Yeah, it's definitely
S-
scary.
So location, you think, is probably one of the most impactful things for that business.
Yeah, no, it was a bad location. Like right now, we're at the Everett train station. So like all the commuters that go to Seattle and all that stuff, they all go there. Like the Seahawks games and all that stuff, they all go through there to go down to take the train to the Seahawks, and then just we have the connections with the Angel Winds Arena. We have connections with the Aqua Sox baseball field, the stadium there. So Stacy's product is getting out there like a lot more now, and it definitely is. The other location was it was right off the highway, and it was like you only could get to it if you're coming up, if you're going home, and so like no one really saw it. It was just like you have to turn in really quick. It was not a great location.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it's such a tough business to be in too because, like you said, the products only have a certain shelf life. You don't have. It's not like a shirt where you can buy this product, 500 of them, and just let them sit for 2 years. Like you got a week or however long. Like it's fresh baked food. Like it's not gonna
yeah,
last forever.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. That's true.
that's yeah, it's definitely pretty crazy. And then you also mentioned that you're a FedEx driver, which I think you've been doing that for like a long time, right?
Yeah, I started. Well, I started driving in 2005.
Yeah,
So
that's
and
crazy.
I'm a supervisor now. I became a supervisor about 2 years ago. So I'm not driving anymore. But yeah, it's been FedEx has always been there.
Do you like it? Do you like being a supervisor more than a driver?
I get to influence and affect more people
Hmm.
as a supervisor. Try to be, I build relationships and work on that. I mean, I've always had relationships with the drivers, but in a supervisor, you have more influence and you could persuade them and help them and guide them and like coach, like a coach. I always look at myself as a
Yeah.
coach. So
Yeah, more opportunity to leave an impact, I
I can
suppose.
see all the drivers every day instead of just seeing a couple drivers and going out on my route, right? So
Hmm.
it's definitely a better impact, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've heard FedEx is a really good company. I've heard all those delivery companies are like pretty good to work for career wise.
Yeah. I mean, it's been good to me. So yeah.
Especially like I know the pilots too, that they do really well, but I've also heard that's like one of the most competitive jobs to try and get.
Yeah.
So
No, it is. It's definitely rough.
moving on, politically, how would you describe yourself? Like what is like a general census of your stances and like where do you stand on your political views?
Um, I think I'm left of center, but I'm not left or anything like that. But I'm definitely left of center. My political views are like, you know, I really focus on social stuff. You know, like the people and communities are really important to me. So I focus on those a lot with like my political, decisions and all that stuff. So I think like, social stuff, social justice, I guess, if you will, or,
Hmm.
just looking out for everybody, right? I'm not a big fan of putting the walls up and isolation and, rah, rah, rah. I'm not a fan of that, right? I'm a firm believer that we're stronger together than we are divided, right?
Hmm.
So, and I guess, with all the current political stuff, we're kind of getting ourselves divided. I feel like we're really kind of isolating ourselves with the whole world and the whole like build walls, kick everybody out, rah rah rah. It's not isolationist is not a good place to be, I don't think. And
Hmm.
so I've been very active and verbal against all the current stuff going on. My Facebook is I try to make sure I do something on Facebook at least every day just to make everybody know that I'm still there. So when the Gestapo comes to my door, I'll be like, "Yeah, I said all that stuff. Come get me." Like,
With that said, do you think just because you're talking about posting on Facebook, is there any point where um, restricting speech should be allowed because it might be harmful, or how do you feel about that?
I mean, I think no. I think in general we should have free speech, but it shouldn't be used to. I mean, it is tough because there's just some things you don't. I mean, you don't want to actively threaten people or
Hmm.
like I'm gonna murder your whole family. You can't like that. I mean, there's some limits, right? Like
Yeah.
you could say like I love Trump and he's my favorite buddy and I want to just kiss him on the mouth if you want, right? But
Mhm.
like, but that's fine, but when threatening other people, I think that should be definitely looked at, especially nowadays. I feel like there's a lot more political temperature, like, a lot more aggression, a lot more people like upset and
Yeah, the political climate today is pretty insane. I
yeah.
mean, it's like that, like you said, it's kind of seems like we're getting more divided, and like I mean, I think everyone can see that if you have a brain. Like I don't know how you don't notice the difference between like I obviously wasn't alive back in like the 80s or 70s, 60s, however long ago, or even like the early 2000s, but I feel like probably it's got to be like Obama Trump era is when like politics really started to impact people's view on each other almost. Would you agree with that?
I think it started with Obama, right? People got pretty excited about a black president, and
Hmm.
then that's where the Tea Party came from. And the Tea Party was like the initial beginning of the MAGA group, and then MAGA just grew, and that's just where we are right now. I mean, Trump in how he is. I mean, he likes to be all loosey goosey and all that. But I mean, when you come out and say flat out say that the left are crazy radicals and they're all insane libtards or whatever that is, that's not a team building thing. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. I call that pretty much division, right? Like
Hmm.
that's not, at least with Obama and stuff. Like I remember there was a Trump protester at one of Obama's rallies, and he's like, "No, no, no, don't shut him down. He's a vet. We love this guy. His opinion matters." Like he actually like
Hmm.
embraced the guy and like don't boo him. And so, but Trump's like, he makes fun of people. He makes fun of people all the time. He's abusive, verbally all the time. Stupid, lazy, good for nothing. He's always negative. Um, and I don't like Trump because well, he claims to be Republican, but I
He's
actually
not
I
really
actually
that
know
Republican.
I know Republicans. Like my most trusted people in my life, in my world, are Republicans. The ones that know everything about me, the most trusted people, the ones that taught me like morals and standards and all that stuff were Republicans.
Hmm.
This form of whatever this is now is not what it is. And I think that gets me the most and hurts me the most and makes me extra verbal and extra aggressive against all this because I know what a real Republican is.
Yeah.
I really do. This mega stuff's not. This is divisive, hurtful. There's no like the standards and morals and all that stuff that I learned, from my grandpa and my dad, even my family members, right? Like our family members
Hmm.
are all about love and taking care of each other and like looking out for each other. Like we got each other's back kind of thing, right? And that's not with this person at all. And I think that's what hurts me the most. It's looks like a hypocrisy, kind of like with religion too. I stepped away from religion too because religion kind of that messed up a lot of things too for me. So I just see a lot of hypocrisy. I see people that I trusted and respected, people that I learned lessons from, like the gospel, like people that taught me about Jesus' teachings and all that, like fall for this guy. And like, wake up, smack my like, what are you doing?
God,
So
that's something that really irritated me on Easter was like his tweet that morning about like
praise
just
Allah, man. Praise
cursing and
Allah.
then praise
Everybody's dead.
Allah, and yeah, it was really frustrating for me because I'm Christian, and like this guy he claims to be a Christian president, and like I have a lot of buddies who or people I know who go to church every week, and they're like die hard um, MAGA supporters. And like I'm not I voted for Trump in 24, but also I feel like I can be objective about things too. Like I don't think it's smart to be loyal to a person to the point where you can't be objective about their actions. Like, and I don't know, it's just like what I voted for. I feel like I haven't gotten any of it. Like, or at least his promises with like the no new wars. We ended up bombing 8 countries in the first year. I think it was 7 or 8 countries.
Well, and then
And
no regime changes, but we did two in the first like 100 days. I mean, we Venezuela and this one now. It's
yeah,
insane.
I have a buddy right now, who I used to be friends with, or I guess I'm still friends with. I don't have any problems with him, but a guy I used to go to church with, and I posted a video a few days ago, and he kind of wasn't happy with me about like my stance on the whole Iran war thing because I just don't. I'm an isolationist in the point where I don't think we should have to police the world. Like I'm not a big fan of that, and like I just don't think we should be in Iran to begin with. And he was just pretty much saying that like we need to be there to protect all those people and we need to take down their government. And I'm like, dude, when has that ever worked? If you look at all those Middle Eastern countries that we've went to like reform and take down their leaders, all of them are worse now than they were before. Even like as bad as all those leaders were, I'm not saying those guys were good people, but at least the countries were more sustainable than they are now. Because now you have like terrorist groups running those places.
Well, it creates vacuums that get filled up with those terrorist groups or the radical groups. You can never you can't fix you can't fix you can't fix them with bombs. That's never
Hmm.
the answer. It's diplomacy, taking that hand out, lifting people up. I mean, if you take that whole concept, this is where I kind of disagree a little bit. Is like if you're a strong, powerful person, you have responsibilities to take care of people that can't defend themselves. I
Yeah.
do believe that. There's people like, if you see someone getting beat up on the street, are you going to be the isolationist, like, oh, not my issue? Or are you going to at least defend that person that can't defend himself? The whole Ukraine Russian thing, huge fan of Ukraine. I hope they win. I'm a huge fan of throwing everything we got out of Ukraine to help them beat Russia, right? They're legit the victims. They have no it wasn't their choice. They don't want the fight. Russia could stop it tomorrow. Like they could just stop it right now if they wanted
Hmm.
to. And it's just like if someone like if Canada decided to invade us, we're not just gonna like okay take our land. It's fine. Like that's whole Trump's thing. And he was supposed to fix that war, day one, right? He was supposed to make that all stop day one. He hasn't done anything on his promises at all. Like I can't even think of one thing that he's done that he said he's gonna do. He's actually done the opposite of everything.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. One thing with the Ukraine war that kind of like I don't know like what would be your solution to like resolve that conflict though, because I know like under Biden's presidency like we were sending them like a lot of money, and I feel like how do we know if that money is actually going to like the right things? Just because like we how do we trust other foreign leaders? And also at the same time I don't want to send our troops to go die for this war, even though it like might be justifiable because we're protecting the people who need help. But it's just like I don't know. It's hard. Like what would you do?
I mean, my whole thing in my life is punch the bully in the nose. I have a hard time with bullies in general. That's why Trump also sticks on my radar. Putin's a big bully right now, and I think everybody just needs to stand with Russia and say, or not stand with Russia, delete that, stand with Ukraine, right? And everybody just needs to step up and stand with like, hey, get the hell out of here, just stop it. That's it. If everybody is an equal thing, and there wasn't, like Trump, ignoring his whole like National Security Council and like say, oh, I don't think Russia did it or all that stuff, right? Like if Trump would actually stand up with the rest of the world and help like stand with Ukraine, I think Russia would actually back down. But Russia's had gas and fuel added because Trump's there like, oh, Russia's my best friend, Putin's my best friend and all that stuff, right? And Viktor Orban, between Viktor Orban, China, and Russia, Trump's like all buddy buddies with those kind of aristocratic people. He's not. He's like pulling away from like regular stuff. He's going more toward dictatorship or aristocrat stuff.
Do you think it's like good for him to have those relationship with those countries because of like how big of a threat they could be to us?
I don't think. I mean, No, well, I mean, you should always have, you should definitely have relationships, right? But they need to be at like an arm's length,
Hmm.
and you don't be buddy buddy with them, and you definitely don't go against your own intelligence and
Yeah.
your own people, and just trust Putin on what he says.
Hmm.
Because I mean, that's just not how. That's
That's
dumb.
not, yeah, not smart.
It's
Yeah, for
bananas,
sure.
dude. Our intelligence department is super smart, and he's like, "Oh, I don't think I believe them. I think I
Hmm.
believe Putin." It's just, and that just empowers Putin. It empowers him, like, "Oh, I could play this guy all day long."
Hmm.
So, you know, you need to show strength against him. You can't like, "Oh yeah, he's my best friend" and all that stuff. Like Obama was a good example. There's videos of him just like hard staring down Putin, like staring down at him and like, you know, not even shaking his hand. And like that's how we need to be with bad players.
Hmm.
We don't want to you know, make them feel good or like, oh, he's my best friend ever. We have the best relationship. You can't do that with those guys. You
Yeah.
do that
No.
with our allies all day long, but not with people that are actually hurting people, like doing that kind of stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
No, that makes sense. I guess it just meant more so like not be like constantly like attacking those leaders because like that puts a target on your back. Uh, like if he was like constantly attacking the president of China, like that just because like China, I think for me is like one of the only real countries that like I'm would be worried about attacking us on our soil. But like I don't know, like I guess that's what I meant. It's just not really or having a professional relationship. But I get what you mean, have keeping yourself at arm's length because at the same time, like it's not really why would you want your president, your political leader to be buddy buddy with someone who's doing terrible things.
well, you just know your position, right? You're in charge of the most powerful country that has ever existed in history. That's your position as the president of the United States. So far, right now, no one's there yet, right? But the
Hmm.
way it's turning out, we're gonna get overthrown by somebody. Like someone's gonna be more powerful than us, have more influence. China's gonna have huge influence over us. They're trying to, you know, take over like Africa and South America and all that stuff. But with all this messing around stuff that we're doing, we're weakening ourselves. And China's just going in right behind us and influencing more people. It's like, hey, we'll actually build your stuff for you. We're not going to blow you up. You know, we want you to be successful. They're doing the stuff that we need to be doing, not blowing people up or attacking countries.
Well, I actually just saw something about that too. It was someone tweeted like how Russia and China are probably just like so happy right now that we kind of diverted our attention from them and now we're completely focused on this Iran conflict. And so it's like now Russia and China are free roam. Like Russia is on the brink of invading Taiwan, which I heard like if they
Oh,
get Taiwan
China is doing the
or yeah,
Taiwan.
China.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I said
yeah,
Russia, I think.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I did the same thing, you know.
yeah, China and like I've heard if that happens, that would be like dramatic, like terrible for our economy because like the chips, the microchips from Taiwan, it's like we use those in almost everything here.
Well, Biden had that passed that law or that whatever it is where, you know, building chips here, our infrastructure and all that. Like he actually passed a big bill, and I wish I could big I forgot what it was called, but I mean we passed a bill where we're gonna have, you know, microchips built here. We're gonna
Hmm.
fix our infrastructure. We're gonna do all this stuff, but that kind of magically got put away because someone was jealous of what Biden was doing, so he actually canceled all that. So that was, I wish I could remember the bill name on it and make sure. Yeah, but it was something. What was that bill? Big, not big. Well, big
The
beautiful
big
bill.
beautiful bill.
No, but that's his paying the ICE agents like 198 billion dollars. That's what that one is right there. Side note: the whole space launch, that moon thing, that was
Hmm.
like, I think that was like $90 billion to do that, to go to the moon.
God, that's crazy.
And we just funded ICE $180 billion to go like shoot Americans in the face. So that's pretty cool.
That's also so much money. That's God. One thing I'm when so I just had a couple people on the other day, and one we were talking about taxes, and one thing that I wish we would get is like an itemized receipt of where our taxes go to. Like that, like all the money, because think about how much of billions dollars that just go missing every year. And how come our government every year, it doesn't matter what president is in office, we fail to audit almost every damn year. And like, I don't even think that's a presidential thing necessarily. I think it's probably all the people below them as well. Like, there's just probably so much theft going on with all those. Like, I don't know, just the whole failed audit thing. But then, like, we as citizens, if we don't pay back $50 of our taxes or something, the IRS is gonna know that.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely waste. There definitely needs to be accountability. I mean, the money we're spending on Iran right now was like, what is it? I don't know, like some bananas number every day. There's a lot of things that there's a lot of waste. Like there's zero reason for us to have homeless vets or people to have basic housing. There's a there, there's zero reason for that. We could have a secured border. We could have people actually do immigration correctly, and I'm a big fan of that, right? We could have a secured border. We could have everybody have health care. We could have everybody have some food. Everybody can have housing. We can do all that stuff with all the money that we just throw around on military or just the wasteful spending and stuff. I really think we could do it. We just choose not to.
God,
You
yeah,
always know.
I agree with you 100% there.
You always know You always know a person's character or a country's character by where they put their money, right? So, like in life and as a person, whatever you invest in, whatever you put your time into, it's a reflection of your character. And sadly, we're like the dark side, dude. Like legit. Like we are the empire.
Hmm.
And we spend all our money on weapons and military and stuff, right? Like right now we're attacking a sovereign country that they democratically, back in the day, like 1970 or whatever, Iran, they actually voted for this one dude.
They were like
and
us.
we went out and ousted them, and then they got all messed up. We put that guy in his place, the Ayatollah. We put them there, and then they turned against us. So then that's bad. But we did all that.
It's yeah,
Like
no,
we
that's
did that.
yeah, no, that's one thing that really gets me too. Is like you think these people chant "Death to America" for no reason?
Yeah, but
Like,
I honestly, if I had a choice to go to Iran, I wouldn't be afraid to go. It's not death to us. It's death to our stupid government.
hmm
It's not us. I think they actually, as a people, as us, like me and you,
yeah,
I think they have mad respect and mad love for us, but they just don't like the government and how, we messed up their country for 50, 60 years. Like we did all that. We're responsible for all that. We're responsible for Afghanistan, responsible for Iraq. We attacked Iraq and we weren't even supposed to do that, So I mean, I definitely think we shouldn't be in places, but I still think we should be there to protect and make sure bad people can't take advantage, like Russia take advantage of Ukraine.
hmm
We need to be able to stand up and protect people that don't have the military we do. It's like the whole Spider-Man thing, great power comes great responsibility, right? Don't
yeah,
fucking abuse that. Don't abuse it, right? Do what you're supposed to do. You're given that gift. You're given that opportunity. And if you abuse that, it's going to get taken away. It's going to be taken away. And we're going to see that with this whole Trump stuff. We're going to see something. Like Republicans after the midterms, it's GG, man. Tick tock. It's just done. I know so many Republicans that are tired of him and just like, I can't believe this has happened. This is not what I voted for. This is crazy. So the only reason why he didn't get impeached the first time was because he had a lot of Republicans protecting him that blocked the votes. That's the only reason. So
what even happens? So what happens when a president is impeached?
They're out. They're done. Their
So
cabinet's dissolved.
So doesn't that mean that JD Vance would step up then as a president?
No, I think the whole cabinet gets dissolved, but I could be wrong with that.
Gotcha.
I think
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but the main thing, he's 100% out. But the thing that it just boggles me because, like, how much people were willing. I mean, you said you voted for him last time, right?
Yeah.
So, like, grabbing girls by the pussy, that wasn't a red flag for you. The 34 conviction, that wasn't a red flag for you.
Well, for me, like,
what was a red flag for you? Was it the white guy getting shot in Minneapolis, or was it gas prices? What is it for you?
no, for me, it's like the war thing, honestly. And like for me, I don't know. I feel like the last few months, it's just like my whole political view has kind of shifted because I feel like both parties are the same or like the same coin, just two different sides. And I feel like both sides are just not even for the people. Like I just think they're all about themselves. Like I don't think there's 99% of politicians really don't care about us. I think they care about their own power, money, and success. And like I don't know, I'm not very optimistic about politicians, and I think that's all changed recently because I also feel like Israel plays a major impact on that with APAC, and I think that's why my view is the way it is. And that's one thing is I didn't really know what APAC was or anything about that up until the last few months, and then like I just realized and like looked at our recent leaders and like what our relationship like or what our relationship was like with Israel, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like we just let them do whatever they want and we just take it. And like that's Trump and freaking Bibi Netanyahu, dude, are like might as well be kissing. Like I just their relationship, it just pisses me off, dude. I don't know. And I just feel like every freaking like I don't know. I just feel like President Trump right now is a lapdog to that. And like before, like the grab him by the pussy, like I don't know. I've said dumb things like that before, so it didn't like that. Like that's I guess you've probably heard it. Like a lot of Republicans say, like that's locker room talk. Like I've probably said some gross shit like that. I don't know if I would have said that publicly with cameras on me and everything, but like to one of my best friends or something, maybe.
Yeah,
but...
sure. And I understand that, but like he's doubled down, man. He's been criminally found liable for like raping people, and there's documents on all that. Like it's proven.
Yeah. See, yeah, with that, I don't really have anything to back up that because
yeah.
With that, I was just always under. I don't know. I'm not really equipped to answer that. I just from what I've seen is that like the lady that accused him or whatever, or that pressed those charges.
Eugene Carroll.
Yeah, I think maybe everyone just said she was crazy or something. At least like that's the echo chamber that I hear.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So this is the thing with like politics too that I'm like slowly realizing is that like you can't trust everything you hear, and it's like I don't know, like I'm still trying to find all the answers, and like I guess like then even like I didn't really care, like but like I would look at Joe Biden and I just didn't think that he was suitable for office anymore. Like I thought like him mentally just wasn't like I thought like he had like onset dementia. Like it just didn't seem from like, everything I saw, he just didn't seem like he was healthy enough to be in office. And that was kind of like my big thing, and that was really the only.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you. My vote was for Pete Buttigieg.
I don't even know who that is.
Mayor Pete. He was one of the candidates.
Huh? Yeah,
I wanted him.
I wanted early on. I wanted Vivek Ramaswamy. It's who I first.
He was pretty good too.
It's who I first wanted, and then I wanted. I just like the way he talks. Like he's very. I'm a business guy. Like I like business, and he has the big business. Kind of shady now, because also like I look into that, and that pharmaceutical industry I'm not a big fan of. So, and that's what his company is a big pharma business. I really like RFK. Like I was hoping like I hope a freaking independent can go in there and make an impact, but that's like never gonna happen, I feel like. And I don't know, what are your thoughts on RFK, I guess?
I think he's batshit crazy.
No way.
100%, dude.
Why do you say that?
Have you even listened to that man talk?
Well, yeah, his voice is freaking.
Well, I mean, not just the raspy stuff. Not that he sounds like an 80-year-old guy, but I mean, you know, the brain worm and just crazy shit, dude. That guy's crazy.
I don't know about the brain worm. I've never heard about that before.
He said that. He said he had a fucking brain worm in his head.
Yeah, I've never seen that clip. I don't know.
See, that's crazy. It's crazy that, it's crazy. Like, I don't just say that for fun, right? That's like a
Uh,
legit thing. And he's like, oh my God. Oh my God. No, he's,
but that's the thing though. So I'm sure there's stuff too that like I've seen that you haven't seen that like I could probably say that people you like would make them sound crazy too. Like I'm sure there's clips that I've seen. And like there's stuff like that that you just said that you've seen that I just don't know because like social media it feeds you what you want to see and it just that's all you see after that.
yeah. So so like is it Ground News? Ground News. Have you seen that advertisements? I
I
posted on my
haven't.
Facebook. Like, so
Uh-uh.
Ground News is it's like a media thing where it'll have like the one story, like RFK has brainworms, right? And then it'll show every single news organization through the whole spectrum on how they reported it and talked about RFK has brainworms.
Hmm.
It'd be like on the right side, this Fox News says RFK loves brainworms. And then the far left, it'll be like, this guy's batshit crazy, right? It'll show you, you could read all the articles on that one thing, and you can see the different perspectives. You can see where the bias are in that whole thing. So Ground News is really good. I do that a lot. I try to stay away from CNN, Fox News. I stay away from all that stuff. Lots of NPR, lots of like podcasts, like
You
this
said
stuff.
that was ground news. I'm gonna
I
write
think it's
that down.
Ground News. Yeah, it's phenomenal, dude. You should really try it out. It really does. You get the one story, like the whole Trump's invading Iran, right? Is
Hmm.
like the far left is like Trump's killing kids, and then the far right's like we're liberating the country, right?
Yeah.
And so you can read all that and just boil down the bullshit and just figure out where you need to be. It really helps. It really helps with the perspectives. Like it really helps you get out of the echo chamber, right?
Hmm.
And that's why I have friends. I purposely have friends. Shout out to Jess and Blaine, you fuckheads. I purposely have friends on Facebook that I keep them there because they are super mega, and I purposely do that so I don't always get caught in the echo chamber. Echo chambers are so poisonous to both sides. It's really important to get a perspective on everybody and try to at least try to have an understanding of why they believe what they do, right?
Hmm.
Like there's a good chance, if I talk to, one of your, mega buddies, if I was raised how he was and told, taught how he was taught, I would probably feel the same way.
Hmm.
And actually I came from super religious. Like I went to my family reunions like as the black sheep because I was all like, "Oh, I'm so much better than all these people. They're my family. I love them, but look at them. They're all drunk and stuff, right?"
Hmm.
But like that made me a fucking asshole. It really did. Like I stuck out to my family and I felt awkward because I had this superficial bullshit where I was better than them because I was like religious and stuff, right?
Hmm.
My family wasn't that really religious, but they knew a love. They knew a love that I never had being super religious.
Hmm.
And now that I'm not religious anymore and I stepped away from all that bullshit, I understand love and compassion more than I ever did being religious at all. Can you imagine like loving and caring for someone because you actually want to, not because you're afraid you're gonna burn in fucking hell? It's kind of crazy, huh?
So, are you not religious at all anymore then?
No, I don't think so. I
What?
think, so I believe, I believe in God. I think He's there. But I don't believe any of the religions on earth are legit. I think
Hmm.
they're all fake. I think they all have their own little things. Every church translates the Bible that's 100% correct and 100% perfect, but there's like 50,000 religions that read the Bible how they want to read it, and they have their own religions, right? So it's like everybody just kind of picks their own thing. Like I was raised Seventh Day Adventist, right?
Hmm.
And I was there till I was like 15, 16, somewhere in there. And then I went non-denominational, went Baptist, went Methodist, and I was Mormon for like 20 years. Like I was top level Mormon. Like I knew all the handshakes and everything, man. It was great. But like all that, like I'm very good at religion. I know all the things. I've done it all, but like it was all pretending. It was all fake. It was all pretending. Oh, I'm a Christian, right? But like when but you do it because you're afraid you're going to burn in hell or whatever, right? But then when you actually just step away from that and you just love people and care for people just because you want to and
Hmm.
show true passion, it opens your world up, man. It's phenomenal.
The only thing is, I don't think all people do it out of fear of going to hell, though. Like for me, like I don't even think about that. Like, I mean, I just like I feel like I just love people in general, regardless. Like I believe in God. Like I believe in I'm like I said earlier, I'm a Christian, and I still feel like I don't have any like pressure on that. But I do get where you're coming from. Why someone would feel that uh, feel those like external pressures or feel like they're forced to do something or act a certain way. And yeah, I completely understand that perspective.
I
But
think one of the Yeah, I think one of the things that I'm ashamed of the most is when I was really religious, I ignored family members that I
mhm,
love and cherish. I love it, and it ruined relationships.
mhm,
Like it just, I isolated myself, right? And my mom, I was like, "Hey, mom, you should go to church with me. Jesus loves you, and all this stuff, and you're gonna go to hell, and blah blah blah, right?" But my mom was actually the best example for it, and I think that just kind of put the nail in the coffin when she died. Was she was the biggest example of Christ, and she never fucking went to church.
mhm.
She never did. She just loved everybody, right? And she's like just love everybody. And I just it took her. I mean, she died or whatever, right? But like that's a big thing. Compassion, and true love. You can't beat it. And if there is a God, and if there is this Jesus, and there is this heaven, if you have that love and compassion for people, the golden rule, love thy neighbor as yourself, or that's the whole thing is love your neighbor and all that, the number one rule or whatever. um if you do that, you're going to be fine, right? God's not going to turn you away.
Mhm.
I mean, you're better than anybody that claims to be a Christian right now that votes for Trump.
The one thing with like the love thy neighbor is that I've heard that like a lot of people will weaponize that and use that as like an excuse to not like call people out on like their like mistakes or like their sinful behavior. And I guess like if you're not religious, then sinful doesn't even really matter to you. But then like that also gets into like morality and like what's right or wrong. If there's no God, then how do you judge what's right and wrong? Like if there's no like higher being, then why can't I just kill someone if I think that's right?
Well, I mean, I murder all the people I want to murder. I don't want to. It's not a thing.
Hmm.
There's still the compassion, there's still the love, there's still something there,
Hmm.
but it's not found in any organization, religion. It's a
Hmm.
spiritual thing. I think
Yeah.
I'm definitely spiritual. I'm not religious. You know,
Gotcha.
like I mean, I think in a way, a lot of people with problems or addictions or you know things they need to work on, they use it as a crutch. Oh, God loves me, I'm fine. But they never want to address the problem. They always want to they don't want to take
I
accountability. They
I
just use it as
agree
an
with that.
excuse. So that's all religion is. It's just a crutch.
I
If you're
I
gonna go ahead.
I agree with people definitely using it as a crush to knock it better because God loves me for who I am or saying stuff like that, and that I heavily agree with, and I don't think anyone should do that because I think you should still try to improve and still try and be a good person, and like that's like uh saying like I know God will forgive me so I'm gonna keep being a shitty person. Like that's ridiculous. Like, and at that point I would say you're probably not even, are you even a true believer if you're gonna keep doing that terrible activity if you don't actually, if you're not, or if you're doing something bad on a continuous basis, that would be insane. And I think if you're doing that and claiming to be a Christian, I think that's wrong because Christ calls you to not act in a sinful behavior. So then you're being a hypocrite and doing exactly what he told you not to. So, and
Yeah.
also the whole like self righteousness thing too. That's one thing I've called out a lot of people on because there is so many people, like you said. I guess you've kind of experienced firsthand, like that you have felt like you're better than other people, or these people like you kind of, it kind of inherently comes with it. If you're looking at someone and thinking they're gonna go to hell for not believing, Like I can get that where someone would feel that way, but that's like just so ridiculous to me too. Um, just the self righteousness in churches really upsets me, and that's kind of why. Well, the main reason I stepped away from the church I was going to is because they just started preaching about Paul. It wasn't even about Christ anymore or Christianity. It was about politics, and they were just getting fed all this money and starting to become a freaking huge mega church. And I'm not for that. I don't agree with that. I think like in a mass accumulation of wealth is like kind of the opposite of what the Bible preaches, and especially for a pastor. And that just wasn't. And when I go to church on Sunday, I feel like I'm doing that to build my relationship with God. And if I'm going there and just getting preached about why Trump's the best guy ever and why you need to vote for him, I feel like I'm not going here for the right reasons. And so that's
Sounds
kind
like we need to tax that church.
of
Sounds like they're
so
not doing what they're supposed to do.
so that's why I stepped away from the church I was going to. And yeah, that's kind of my personal experience. But like I
I
still
did.
what's that?
Oh, it's no. Go ahead. Finish your thing. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
I was gonna say like I still wholeheartedly believe, and I'll watch videos about like different sermons and stuff and clips of like biblical stuff, but it's just I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to find something that you kind of resonate with because I don't know, I like to think I'm really compassionate, and then there's like just things like that are just used for the completely wrong reason. Like I don't think politics should be involved in church whatsoever.
100%. I mean, but the so that's something we could talk about too. Is like, they're pushing for like the Ten Commandments to be in the schools and stuff, right? The reason why. So first off, our nation wasn't founded on Christian values. We ran away from the church, from England, the Church of
Hmm.
England, because we didn't want politics to be mixed with church. That's why the separation of church and state. That's why it's so valuable. That was such a huge thing for us because what happened? Okay, what happens if a Mormon becomes the president, right? And the Mormon guy says, "Guess what? We're all going to force everybody to have Book of Mormons. We don't care that you don't believe in it, but this is just what we're going to do. We're Christian too, but we're going to have everybody be forced to have Book of Mormons." The job of government is to protect the needs and protect the people and the needs and give the needs and take care of the people. Their personal relationships have no place in the fucking government at all.
Hmm.
Like I'm I'm a huge fan. I will protect. I heard this on a TikTok. It's very nice. I wish I could steal it, but I'm a huge fan of Mormons being Mormons. I'm a huge fan of whatever you want to believe in. Yeah, I will defend it with my life. I will protect it. I will protest for it. I will do all that stuff. But it stays there, right? We have the right to believe whatever we want to believe in. That's our freedom of religion, is for us to believe whatever we want to believe in, not white Christian nationalist or white Christian whatever. That's not our place as the United States, as our government.
Hmm.
Because I mean, heaven forbid, like a Muslim gets in power. Oh my God! And then we have to do the Quran because that's what we do now. We can't force personal beliefs on our government and our people because we're such a melting pot. We're such a huge, wonderful place. The thing that makes it so powerful is kind of like the chess club stuff, right? It's such a diversity of people. You have all different kinds of people, all different powers and skill levels of all these people, and they all come together because they have a common goal. They want everything to kick ass and do great and take care of everybody. So when you have that voice that says isolation and these people are the enemies, that goes against everything that we believe in as the United States, and that's why I fight so hard every day for this fucking stuff. I'm not a fan of calling my neighbors dirty criminals or rats or vermin or illegal murderers, even though they're not. Actually, ICE has murdered more people per capita than illegal aliens.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, what the two people just last year, right? ICE murdered two people, and illegal aliens haven't murdered anybody this year or whatever. So I mean,
I th-
it's just crazy.
with the big thing with ICE was originally to I mean, the whole thing with ICE is just to get to the illegal immigrants to go back to where they came from, right? That's the general sense. That's why he made it, right?
Well, the pitch was to go after all the violent, murderers and rapists
Yeah, but
and
that
drug dealers and gang members, right? But then when you're breaking windows of minivans and pulling moms out on the street and throwing them on the ground and having their little girls cry, that's a like if they actually went for the criminals and gang members and actual bad people, I'd be the hugest fucking fan of ICE. I would wear a skirt and pom poms and all that shit if they're actually doing that, but they're not. They're beating up old guys, pulling them out in their underwear. They're shooting people in the face. They're doing a whole bunch of horrible shit, right? That's not okay. So
yeah.
that's my position with ICE, right? Go after all the bad guys. I don't care. Go after all of them. Anybody that commits a real crime, like a crime, put them in jail. Like get rid of them. We don't want them. But being here illegal or undocumented or like having like a lot of these people like ICE are going to the actual courthouses and grabbing the people that are actually going to their hearings or citizenship. Like they actually pull them out of the courtrooms. They're following all the rules, right? They're following all the rules that they're asked to follow, and they're getting pulled out and deported like that too. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. I do think that you should do it the right way, and I do think we should have like secure borders, and I think that people who want to come here should do all the paperwork and everything. But I also, like you said, if ICE were going for actual criminals and that's like really what they were targeting, which I have seen clips of them actually going for like ex-rapists and murderers and stuff, and like that's kind of like in my what I see online, but then you see stuff that's completely different to that and going towards like I actually have seen clips of them like just going and talking to some like just some African American dude just walking down the street and he's like minding his own business, born here in America, like his parents were born here, but like just getting racially profiled and then questioned and stuff. And so I do like there is that fine line of like, are you actually doing your job or are you just going after these people without like any like reason?
Well, it's legit. I mean, it's legit Gestapo tactics. It legit is. Show me your papers. Like it's
Hmm.
legit. Like it's not even. There is no gray area with that at all, man. People just showed up and knocking into your door and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty insane. I I mean that's like the thing with no, no, not really. I was going to say something that doesn't even resonate with that whatsoever. Never mind. But yeah, I uh, yeah. I mean, can you imagine just getting your door busted in and have people take you away from your family or whatever? Like that would be pretty
Now
traumatic.
there's been citizens that's happened to.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, no, that'd be a pretty traumatic experience for all people involved. And
or
also, like the whole thing
I was
with
gonna
the ICE people, uh, they have less training than a police officer, I think, right? It's like a 7 week program, I think it takes to become an ICE
they
agent.
they changed it. It used to be like a 6 month or some like a year. It used to be a pretty good thing where they actually learn about the civil that stuff, but they actually bumped it up to like 8 weeks or something like that, something crazy. And
Hmm.
they actually interviewed one of the immigration officers that did the training, like trained these people, and he actually he stepped out. He left. He was like he was like a whistleblower. He's like, I'm out. I can't do this
Hmm.
because they like, oh, this civil rights part. We're just gonna skip that part. Like they cut out a lot of stuff so they could get him out faster. And these are just this is all the ICE agents are just that's what happened to the Proud Boys. That's where they are. They all went from sitting on the side of the road with their guns and stuff to actually being ICE agents now. That's
Hmm.
what they're doing now. They're all ICE agents.
Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely
All
see
the
that.
January 6 people that shit on the floor and broke windows and stole a bunch of shit. I mean, that was a peaceful protest, but those are all ICE agents too, especially after they get pardoned by President Trump after being found guilty of crimes.
Didn't a
It's
lot
bananas.
like wasn't there like evidence shown though that also there was like CIA people who were involved in that who also were rioters or like kind of inciting people to riot?
No, I actually challenge you find me that article. It doesn't exist.
God, I swear I saw something like that
Well,
about.
I guarantee you saw it because that was one of the talking points I heard from my mega buddies and stuff. They thought that CIA was like it was a controlled, like they just opened the doors, like, oh, come on into the come in into the Capitol.
Hmm.
No, that's like there was what is it, thousands of people that have been videotaped like hitting cops in the head, blinded people, hitting them with abusing cops, attacking cops, and they all were found guilty in federal court. They were all
Hmm.
found guilty for assaulting police officers, the ones that love the police, right? And they all got found guilty by jury of their peers, all that stuff, like without a shadow of doubt. And then just pardoned them all, right?
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean,
No. I mean, yeah. I don't think that's really the best thing to do either.
well, I mean, just think about it. Let's pretend you're a guard at the Capitol. You're the guy with the nightstick just sitting there watching the line. You have this mass mob coming at you. They're saying, get the fuck out of my way, I'm going to fucking murder you. Hang Mike Pence, all this shit. Are you going to sit there and like go to toe with them? Or are you just going to like, after you, fucker? What are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at that point, I'm not gonna risk my life. I mean.
But I mean, we've never had that happen
Uh
recently.
huh.
Those guards aren't expecting people to actually like break their lines. They don't know what to do if someone breaks their lines, right?
Hmm.
And there's just one of them crying for help, right? There's lots of. So they did the whole commission on the January 6th stuff. You could watch all the testimony of all of it. They have lots of videos and everything. You watch all that thing, you're like, I can't believe that shit happened. Like you watch, so that's the big difference too. Like a lot of people on the right, my mega buddies, um, they have all these wonderful little talking points and stuff, right? But if you actually took the time to listen to the sworn testimony in Congress and in the court hearings, sworn under, penalty of perjury and all that stuff, you're going to find out that you're wrong about a lot of stuff or you were misled about a lot of stuff. Like the Trump impeachment hearings, Trump's like main people, they all testified against him and said he's a fucking asshole. They
Hmm.
all did. They all testified against him. But you don't hear that outside the court. Like in the court, they're this, but on the outside, they're like, oh, he's the best. He's getting wronged and all that stuff. But if you look at the sworn testimony, they all testified against him. It's crazy.
I will say that's something you kind of see a lot with Trump is that a lot of people that he like selects and are close with him at first, afterwards they'll come out and then like Trump will like insult them or attack them. Like you just saw that with Joe Kent, our foreign security or national security intelligence guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
From Washington, by the way.
yeah. Oh, he is. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But
he's one of us.
yeah, this guy was a Green Beret. Like has served time, protected our country, and he didn't want to go to war with Iran and thought it was completely unjustified. And then he steps down because he disagreed with it, and then Trump's calling him a low IQ individual and not the smartest guy. I'm like, dude, you like this guy is seen it all in combat. Like if
Well, that guy was a huge Trump guy too. Like
mhm,
he was mega. He was 100% mega. He was, he supported Trump 100%. Trump endorsed him, all that stuff. But the thing is, it's integrity. Like to see him do that, that was pretty powerful for him to do that. Like
mhm,
he's going against the president, right? Um, yeah, I mean, there's no like we bombed the nuclear facilities a couple months ago or a month or so, wherever it was.
yeah.
And so he's like, oh, there's no chance they could hurt us now. But then we go and attack them because now they have nuclear capabilities, even though we blew the shit out of it. Like, what the hell is it? Either they have nuclear weapons or we didn't do our job, or it's always 2 weeks, it's always something else, it's
That's
always or like tonight. Tonight was the deadline where he's gonna eradicate and destroy the whole civilization, right?
2 more weeks.
At 8 p.m. Eastern time. But then he's all like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm going to do a ceasefire because I'm this kind and just person, but they really need to open the Strait of Hormuz or whatever it is, right?
Mhm.
Like he backed down, right? Well, I mean, hopefully he realizes it's fucking genocide if he does do it, and he's going to be, that'll be it.
Yeah, that
But
really freaking when he said that he's gonna destroy a whole civilization this morning. I was like, dude, and like I like all my Republican people I followed, almost all of them were like, okay, that's like the 25th Amendment or something. They said invoke the 25th, or
I think it's the 26th where it's
maybe
like you're
that's what it
batshit
is.
crazy. We could vote you out without impeachment.
Maybe that's what it
I
was.
think it's the 26th.
But yeah, I saw like a lot of Republican people posting that today, and it's like, dude, like how are you threatening that to destroy a whole civilization? And how is that anything different than what the Nazis were trying to do in World War II against the Jewish community, who you so like proudly back up right now? Like,
I am so grateful that a lot of people are finally catching on to this fucker. I mean, I've been here a long time, but I'm glad you guys are finally all seeing it. Like, I'm happy. I'm a huge fan. Like, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm please come and just have a realization that this guy is a piece of shit, and he has no right or privilege to lead us.
mm-hmm.
He has no character. He has no integrity. He has nothing. So, I don't know. He's always
Well,
been a piece of shit.
that's one thing that I will say I definitely respect about you, and that I with other people I've talked to or had interactions with or seen online, is that like a lot of people talk so much shit to like Republicans or people like let's say like myself, who I'm not like a big Trump supporter anymore because like all this stuff that I've seen and I've come to realize. But then like there's people who would call me like go crazy on me and say I'm a terrible person because I did vote for him in the past and just start attacking me and everything. And like at least like you're understanding like that like positions change. Like obviously you don't know what you don't know, right? And you do the best with the knowledge you're given and what you research, and not all the people like there's these echo chambers that you hear. And like I still would say like most of my political beliefs are Republican, but that doesn't mean I have to support this guy. Like,
Well, he's not
and
He's not Republican.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But also, I think, like you said, you're left leaning, right? Or what do you phrase it as? Like
He's
earlier.
left of center. Left of center.
Yeah, I would say like I'm right of center because I would say socially, I'm more, uh, socially I'm more on the Democratic side. But then like when it comes to like finance, like business and financial stuff, I'm more Republican. I'm more conservative. And so like socially, I don't care. Like I love all people, dude. I just want I don't care what you do, who you love, all that. That's okay. Like it's not up to me. If you love a guy, that's I don't care, dude. It doesn't bother me. Like it is what it is. But then conservative wise, yeah, financially, like I'm very conservative. So that's kind of my general
I mean, I
census
think
of
you get
things.
to be responsible with money and try to be fiscal responsible, but that's not working out right now for you
Yeah.
Republicans.
Well,
There's
that's
no
that,
fiscal responsibility at all going on right
dude.
now.
Well, there's another thing of the promise of paying down the national debt, and we're spending. It's going up and up and up and up, and it's like, dude. I mean, that's one thing that I don't know if we're ever going to be able to fix at this point. The national
Oh,
debt
we'll fix
is.
it. It's just going to take some time, and Republicans can't drive the car anymore. They've proven they've fucked that. They've messed that up really bad. So
I don't know, dude. Isn't our yearly interest is like
$1 bajillion,
yeah.
a bajillion, bajillion.
I was like, how do we fix it? Like, what would be your recommendation, or like, how does that even happen at this point?
I don't know. Not fucking go to war with Iran. That's a pretty good one. Or not paying ICE 180 billion fucking dollars. That's a good one too.
So, so basically, just not wasting money on dumb shit.
Or go after grandmas that are driving their kids to school and busting their windows and yanking them out of the car without, showing that they're a goddamn police officer. I could go out there with the mask on and start ripping people out of their cars left and right. Say, oh, you're with me now. You can help
Oh
me,
man.
sort cards. You're in prison now. So, I mean, those are big things. 180 billion fucking dollars, dude, for
Yeah.
ICE. For ICE. Not for the moon, not for homeless vets, for ICE. To be like wreaking havoc on our community and going around and Gestapos.
Yeah. With that said, well, like since we're on the topic of waste, what are your thoughts with all like the fraud that's been found in like Minnesota and all that
Are you talking
with
about the
the
daycares?
daycares? Yeah.
Dude, if that's legit, that's legit. Fucking arrest them.
Okay.
It's fine. Like it's, I mean, if that's, I mean, I guarantee they're not the only ones doing it. I bet you there's
Oh
some
yeah, no,
crazy white people in Portland
dude,
that are doing the same thing. Like
it's
it's
everywhere. I guarantee it. I mean, when
but it's
people,
just the fact that it's the Ethiopians, evil brown people that are doing it. But no, fuck no. There's white people in Arizona that are doing this shit. Probably we just need to crack on that and take care of it. But it's funny how they make it always the immigrants' problem, right?
hmm
Even though the immigrants are probably like 1% of the whole thing, maybe. But that's the one that we want to focus on because we don't like immigrants right now. That's the whole
hmm
thing, right? We don't like immigrants. Immigrants are evil. They shouldn't be in our country. Blah 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 blah. So we're really pushing that, or eating dogs and whatever else that was, right?
yeah, I
So
think right now it's just an easy sell,
no, it
like
is because,
to.
but that's part of the plan. You make an enemy, right?
hmm
The Nazis did it with the Jews. We're doing it with immigrants, all immigrants. We're doing it right now. This is playbook 101. There's nothing different. It's 100% accurate. So I just, I wish people would see it faster. I wish
hmm
people would just like, huh, this doesn't make sense. I know Jose. He's an awesome person. He works harder than most white people do, and he's a wonderful person. He's not a threat. You know, those kind of things, right? People that have been here for 20 years. You're in Wenatchee, right?
hmm
There's amazing, most wonderful, most hardworking people you're ever going to meet in Wenatchee picking the goddamn apples that we don't want to pick because we're lazy fuckers.
Oh yeah, no, I
And
would.
guess what? Eisen's
I
just rounding those fuckers up and throwing them in jail.
I 100% agree that Hispanics are some of the hardest working people there is.
Hands down. Hands down. And we're just randomly, blindly grabbing them and throwing them in jails. Alcatraz. Trump was a huge fan of that. He loves that. I can't wait for that fucker to be put in that thing when this is all done. I'm so excited about that. Oh, man, there's
It
a rainbow on the other side of the thing.
gets you
I'm so
riled up
excited.
a little bit.
Oof. But that's the whole thing. Like I love people, and I'm gonna
hmm
defend weaker than me. Being a fat white guy, it's my job to be loud. It's my job to be loud for those that can't be loud. My Mexican neighbor, he's not gonna say shit. But me being a fat white guy, it's my job to fucking be loud. Because I'd like to see those ice guys try to arrest me. You know
You
what I
say
mean?
that, and it just instantly reminds me of like Paul Blart from Mall Cop.
That's fine. Whatever works, man. I don't care. It's awesome. But I mean, you know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's our
Yeah.
job to stand up and be loud for our friends that can't be, that are
Uh huh.
terrified. There's people in this community that are terrified to just go get groceries because they might just get picked up because they're brown or black or something, right?
Yeah.
That's bullshit, dude. That's bullshit, especially in the United States. Bullshit. So,
So last year about this time, I was doing a walk. There was like this 7 mile walk in Spokane, and there was these protesters there talking about chanting like "Free Palestine" and everything. And at the time, I was just like, "God, these people are retarded, dude. Like, I don't like what are they doing here? Blah blah blah. Like, just wasting their time. Freaking dumb liberals. Whatever I was thinking back then." And now it's like my whole ideology around that's kind of like changed too. What is your thought on like the whole like Israeli Palestine conflict, everything that's went on over the past couple years?
it goes back to the bully, man. Israel's a fucking bully.
Mm-hmm.
And Palestine deserves to have a life of security and safety and love and I mean they're surrounded by like Israel with all the walls and shit like it's an actual fortress thing and they just like you live here, this is where you live kind of thing. I totally think, I mean, two-state solution, just there has to be some kind of compromise there. They're just like fucking Israel, give this to them and just be done with it. It's just selfishness. That's what it all comes down to, right? It's pride and selfishness, and it goes across everything. If you're pride and selfish, you're a piece of shit. That's just it. There has to be something there. But right now, Palestine doesn't exist because it's
Mm-mm.
all done. And then Trump's like, I'm going to put beautiful Trump hotels here. And he did that whole thing with Netanyahu and them sitting in the beach chairs and like, oh, we're going to allow Palestine to live here and all this stuff, right? And it's just, people in desperate positions, what other choices Palestine had? If you lived in Palestine, that's the whole thing. We're able to criticize these third world countries and shit because we're so privileged. We're in such a safe spot. We're not getting invaded by other countries, all this stuff, right? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Destroying weaker people, it just doesn't make sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
Palestinian, like that's the thing. The actual people themselves are probably, they would give their shirt off their back for you. I believe most people in this whole earth would do anything for you.
Yeah.
But we're told the narrative is they're evil, whatever. But I don't think that's true.
So one of my things that I always kind of like looked at it that I just thought was ironic was I would look at someone who's like transgender or something. They're protesting saying free Palestine, but then in my head I was like, how are you supporting like these people? Like how and all these are all like Muslims who would just kill you if you went to their country. Like that was kind of like my idea of things. And I don't think that's probably necessarily the case, but I would say there are places in the Middle East that would kill you. They do kill people. They kill women and children, and like if they'll cut off your hand for stealing, and like they're very, I don't even know what that word would be, but very
Well, it's
harsh.
like capital punishment, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what
And so I
people
don't.
talking about doing public executions recently, that's about the same thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think Palestine. I don't know if Palestine was ever, if anyone in that community was killing people for being lesbian or gay or transgender or any of that, or if that was even a thing there. But that was always in my head, like it just kind of how are you supporting this place when that community of people wouldn't even accept you in it?
Yeah.
And so like that was something that like just coming from my perspective that I didn't really understand. But
Do you know okay, so those do happen. That is a thing. It's real.
mhm,
100%. Do you know why that's real?
religion,
Religion
but
in politics.
yeah, but that's also
Can you imagine like trying to force religion on somebody like a big country like the United States, maybe Texas, trying to have the Ten Commandments in the regular public schools? That's how that shit you're talking about starts.
yeah. I don't see. I just don't think that the Christian beliefs are the same as what Muhammad was preaching in the Quran. Like I just think the Quran and the Muslim religion is a lot more of a harsh religion.
Do you know that we had like actual torture devices in the basements of all the churches back in England? Like we were
That
stretching people apart and tearing people apart in the basements of churches,
yeah,
Christian churches.
but is that really Christ-like, or is that people going astray from the actual religion and taking it into their own hands?
Those were like priests that were doing it, dude.
Well, yeah, but there's also
The
priests
Indian,
that
well, like the Indian boarding schools and shit. Like back in like 1900s in Canada, all over here, we murder kids. Jesus, priests would murder. Like there's hundreds and thousands of documentations of us, giving religion to the indigenous people by like fucking murdering them and forcing them to like read the Bible and smack their hands with rulers and beat them and flog them and all that shit. That's Christian values right there, right?
no, I don't think that's Christ-like though. So I
Oh
think
well.
I think you have to look at like what would Jesus do, and I don't think he would do any of that. Like,
Well, a lot of people thought Jesus did that stuff. Or like, what about pulling people out of their cars and like dragging them in the snow and stuff? Is that something Jesus would do?
no, I mean the only time you ever really saw Jesus mad in a biblical standpoint was when he stormed the dinner, I think it was, and that was like the only time you really ever seen him Jesus himself do anything. Like if you look in the Old Testament, you see like God punishing people's crimes, and that's where you see like people will try and use terms like you can't wear mismatched clothing or you can't eat pork or something like that. But that's all Old
Yeah.
Testament. That's all Old Testament, and that's before Jesus died for those sins. So like a lot of people will try to like weaponize those things when that's completely separate from the New Testament.
Yeah, I dealt with a lot of that with Seventh Day Adventists. They focus on the Mosaic. It's the Mosaic Law.
Uh
That's
huh.
what the Old Testament is. The times of Mosaic Law. That's the don't eat pork, cloven hooves, shellfish, all that stuff. The mixed linens. All that stuff was old. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
um, I mean, obviously those are examples of like 1800s, right? 1800s,
Hmm.
everybody is brutal anyway, so that kind of isn't really applicable really now as much.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
but I
so
mean,
that's one thing I read. I read a book, and the author was kind of comparing the Muslim religion to Christianity, and it was saying that the reason like they are is like harsh as they are in their punishments and everything is because of how new of a religion it is. And it's like he was saying something about like the cycles of religion. If you look at them, they all kind of go through these cycles where like they go through like a really like not deadly but like harsh time, harsh period where like they're doing killing people and it's very violent. And like if you look compare the years or whatever, Muslims kind of in this like violent stage of its religion, I guess. I don't know. Muslim? What's the name of the freaking religion? I'm blanking right now.
well, Muslim,
Well, yeah,
Islam.
Islam. Yeah, Islamic. Okay, yeah, I think that's what it is.
Well, I mean, you got to be careful because, I mean, there's always okay in every religion, everything that happens where there's a group of people, there's always a small percentage of fuckers that are pieces of shit.
But
Always,
that's in everything though.
everything.
Yeah.
Christianity, Muslims, most Muslims, majority are wonderful, peaceful people. They are legit,
I see.
100%.
I would agree with that too.
There's 1 or 2% that are fuckers, just like there is with Christianity.
Hmm.
But I think there's actually more Christianity fuckers than there are Muslim fuckers, to be honest. Because I mean, just maybe it's just because I'm in the United States, right, and I'm exposed to more of it.
Yeah.
So that could be it too. Yeah, I just you can't, but it's easy to do that because you're not a Muslim, right?
Hmm.
So you can make them the bad guys. You could, you
Yeah.
know, but
Well,
if
that, so
you,
that's one thing that I don't like about like modern day conservatives is that Christians were it kind of it makes me upset because if you look at the Muslim religion, a lot of them actually have similar values, and a lot like you said, a lot of them are good people. They're not bad people, and a lot of these people actually they still believe like their they think that Jesus will still be the one to return on the day when the world ends or whatever it is. On they think Jesus he's still held in a high profit, like very high regards in that religion. And so, but then it's like, as conservatives, you're kind of all like fed that Muslims are terrible people and that like they're going to kill your family and bomb you and all this like stereotypes. And it's like, dude, I actually disagree with that wholeheartedly. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. If these people are actually Muslims and they go off of like the things that I know that they know, our religions aren't that different. Obviously, there are some differences, but they still believe in Jesus and hold him in a high regard and everything. And we're taught to hate these people for some reason. It just, that doesn't make sense to me.
no, it doesn't. Here's a fun fact: all religions is fucking bullshit, and it divides us. Like, I mean, that's just it. It's just a dividing thing, and that's it. Religions were good. Like Patton Oswalt had a thing about sky cake. Have you ever heard of that? The
I
sky
haven't,
cake,
no.
Dude, Patton Oswalt sky cake. It's the best thing ever. Religion was super important for like back in the day when the big guys would like beat the shit out of the little guys, and the big guys like I'm gonna have rape and dinner for whatever dinner, just big horrible dudes. Religion was a tool to use like, hey, if you be nice to me, you could have sky cake when you die. It was the ability to control the masses and to control the violent people and stuff. Where you promise them sky cake, and if they be good and behave, they could have sky cake instead
Hmm.
of murdering and raping people. Hey, if you be good, you could have sky cake, And that's the whole thing of religion. Religion was vital for back in the day for us to become an actual civilization and to become organized and become working together and stuff. But then it comes to a point where it starts dividing people. It brought us together, and now it's dividing people because everybody's coming up with their own stupid thing. Like the Church of the Spaghetti Monster, right? Have you ever heard of that one? Dude, it's amazing. So it's a religion based on a flying spaghetti monster, and it's legit. It's documented. They're all pirates. They'll have to talk like pirates and stuff, and praise pasta and all that stuff, right? It's the thing. But you're laughing now, but that is how all fucking religions start. Every single one of them start like that. Book of Mormon, right? The dude looked inside this hat and saw glowing rocks and like, oh, this is what this means. Like I could put my head in a box right now and it's like, oh, this is what this means, right? It's everybody taking their own perspective on it and making their own religions out of it, and they use it. And the whole thing where it's like us versus them, or we love them, but we don't, they're not like us, but we still love them. It's that whole separating, like I'm better than you. I was like that. And it's one of the biggest regrets I have in my fucking life, where I put myself where I was better than anybody. And then I went through some tough shit in my personal life, and like owning it and taking responsibility for your own shit and working hard, counseling, all of that. That's the only way to do it. Like I hid behind religion. I did religion because, I thought that I wasn't worthy or whatever it was, or wasn't good enough. Right. Mm-hmm. I used religion because it's supposed to be, oh, I'm better now. Right. But I never addressed my problems or whatever the issues were at the time. But then after like stepping away from it, like doing counseling, like owning the shit that I'm responsible for, owning the relationships, owning the parts of my life that I hurt other people or damage other people or wreck relationships with other people, owning that and like addressing it and proving to them that I could be better because I've changed my life. That's more powerful than any religion it ever be. Is just owning your shit, taking responsibility for your shit, and actively trying to do better. It's just, I don't know. That's the most powerful thing.
How long ago did you change? Did that happen?
How long ago?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably 10 years ago.
Gotcha.
I think I was 30. I don't know. I had some shit go down a lot. Lots of life-changing things. Yeah, just my wife and all that stuff. There's a lot of things there that don't want to talk about as much, but
yeah,
it kind of like made me like be accountable. Like it's always someone else's fault, right? Mm-hmm. It's never your fault. It's always someone else's fault. It's always the immigrants or whatever the deal is, right?
Yeah.
Like just draw the line. Like I lost, I had wonderful relationships and I wrecked them because I wouldn't own my own, or wouldn't fix my own stuff, my own issues or whatever, right? And so then it came to a point like I want to be accountable. I want to own for my mistakes or my things that I'm responsible for. I'm going to own it. I'm going to get better. I'm going to do counseling and do all that stuff. And now it's amazing, right? Now it's wonderful. And, my life's really great right now. Mm-hmm. But it took some time to figure it all out. But I did hide behind religion for a long time, and there's something to it, right? You're a piece of shit, but then this Bible says, oh, you're a good person. You can ignore all those bad feelings you have about yourself. Don't worry about any of that. So just the Bible's the answer. Just keep reading the scriptures instead of just actually dealing with it and facing it and like addressing the actual problem. You're just supposed to read scriptures and do all that stuff, right? So I don't know. That's a lot of rambling, my friend.
That was a little.
It's a big thing.
Yeah. No, there's probably a lot that you could go into and unpack there.
Yeah.
What I want to ask is, with all the different narratives out there, how would you recommend someone go about finding what's actually true and what's not?
So the whole thing, like that ground news thing, is it ground? I want to make sure that's the right thing.
Yeah, I got it wrote down, so I want to get the right source here.
Ground news. Ground news is very good because it shows the one story and it shows all the different things that have it. Ground news is phenomenal. ignore all the regular media stuff, challenge everything. I'm telling you, like the actual testimonies, they're really boring, and they're kind of, well, sometimes they're a lot of fun, especially if you're, not a fan of Trump or whatever the deal is. Sworn testimonies are legit the truth. Like, I mean, they're risking going to prison for lying, right? So like sworn testimonies in courts and all that, those are super valuable. So you should definitely take time and like look at those sworn testimonies and watch those, listen to those things, as opposed to what they say after they walk out of the courtroom and talk to the cameras, right? Because that's all propaganda. It's all, Trump said it didn't happen, so it can't be true. But then
one thing with the sworn testimonies though, it's like, to me, I guess we can use this Epstein case for example. Like if Hillary Clinton came in here and like did a sworn testimony and say that she never knew Epstein or didn't have any involvement in that whatsoever, like I still wouldn't believe her. Like, so I feel like people there's people that are gonna lie about that, and I just feel like some of these politicians, there's no like accountability. Like with Trump, the Clintons, with so many freaking other high up people, like there's all these people that were named in these documents, and the whole Epstein files, just that's really fucking pisses me off because it's like, dude,
it's almost like you want to start a war just to hide it more or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. God. Or this whole like this space. I saw this space trip is like another excuse to get your attention off the files. Like, it's whatever they can do to just get your attention off the files. Like the one thing that like I did give them props to at first is that at least Trump's administration was the one to release the files, but still, I don't think that we even have everything, to be honest with you. And all the redacted stuff again, and there's just no what celebrities, what famous people, what politicians have got in trouble for it yet. Like it's just
nobody.
No, yeah.
And then the redacted the stuff that was released, they redacted all the actual like the offenders. They redacted them, but they had the actual victims. They're listed. It was an intimidation tactic. And then, yeah, it's crazy. And then I saw this thing like, oh, what about Clinton? Like, fucking burned him at the stake.
Everyone
on the list, get rid of him. See, that's a big thing. I don't have a Clinton Bible. I don't have a Clinton hat. I don't have Clinton merchandise. I don't have a Clinton gold, whatever the fuck it is. But Trump guys, they have all this weird, Trump stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any. My allegiance and loyalty is to my friends and to my circles, right? My circles. I'm you. I'll protect you with my life.
Yeah.
You're in my circle, That's my loyalty. I'm not loyal to any politician. Nobody should be loyal to a politician, like ever.
Mm-hmm.
To have Trump Bibles and all this stuff and doing fundraising with a dead soldier casket, that's just not cool, man. That's not cool. So just anybody that's in the Epstein files needs to be held accountable. And if they're bajillionaires, oh, guess what? We just found a way to like solve the national debt, taking all their fucking money as restitution. That's just it. Everybody on there. I don't care if Trump. We all know like Obama's not fucking on there. We all know Biden's not on there. We 100% know that it's just not them. They're not on there. But anybody else, Clinton, sorry, dude. I love the fact you played saxophone and you were one of my favorites. But if you're on there, you need to be hold fucking accountable. Mm-hmm. Everybody. There is nothing there. That's the drain the swamp. That's the real drain.
That's the drain. Yeah, that's what another thing that we were promised, and it's just not happening. And it's like also like just all these people like Kash Patel, like he's someone that just infuriates me because before like he was on like Joe Rogan podcast saying I've seen it, I know I'm gonna release all the damn files. As soon as he gets into office, the files don't exist. Epstein 100% killed himself. Like, dude.
Well, you go back. Speaking of the Turning Point USA nonsense, Charlie Kirk's dead because he wanted the Epstein. He wanted them to release too. That's the only reason why that fucker's dead. Like, I disagree with him. I think he's a horrible piece of shit. But he absolutely didn't deserve to die, and it sucks that he died. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a huge fan of people with opposition and all their opinions. So that's my official position. He's a total piece of shit, but he absolutely didn't deserve to die. He deserved to like talk all he wanted and do everything. That I totally believe in that, right? I don't know. It was a bad thing, but
you
he's
can't.
dead. He's dead because he's pushing the Epstein files. That's the only reason why that guy's dead. Trump killed his ally.
So you don't think it was Tyler Robinson that killed him?
No, they just did a thing. Did you see the report?
Did
you see the report that the goddamn bullet doesn't even match the gun?
Yeah, no, I did. But like,
the videos.
God, that's the thing. I've been.
There's the guy close that just. Bloop,
all the hand signals too with his security detail and everything. It's like, dude, from the get-go, I thought that was an inside job, and it was really weird how the whole thing was handled, and it just didn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
They went through, I mean, you could watch the videos, you can see the fucking videos. There's a guy that when Charlie Kirk was on the ground, there's a guy like grabbing shit and tucking him in his, like, making things disappear or whatever. There's just weird shit there. Charlie Kirk was shot by the goddamn president. Or Israel.
That's what I think. Because he had just recently started like becoming like opposed to like a lot of their stuff. And he was with Ben Shapiro the day before on a podcast saying, "It's you Jews, Ben, you guys control the media." And like, it's just funny how as soon as like Charlie Kirk starts like challenging Israel and like starts questioning some of their stuff, he just randomly dies. And also, so here's one thing with that I'm seeing a lot of TP, like the new people taking over Turning Point and conservatives and whatnot. Charlie Kirk was one of the big people who pushed against a war in Iran last year. He was heavily against us going to war with him. And then as soon as he dies, all these Turning Point USA people are now like pro the war and everything. And like, that's one thing I know, like Charlie Kirk literally said that was like one thing he didn't want us to do. And
well, it's all the Turning Point people looked over and just saw their guy get shot, like, okay, we love the war now. Like fucking cheap, dude.
Yeah, dude, it pisses me off. And
that's the like I said, I can't tell you how much I think he's a piece of shit, but he's 100% right. The Epstein files, it needs to happen. Like, it might, like they say that our whole country's gonna fall apart if this actually came out and we actually went after. We deserve it. Let the next generation take care of it. Let all those old fucker pedophile guys get taken care of, and then let the next group come on up. You could be mayor. I could be mayor. We could do all kinds of shit. Like,
I really do think my generation is gonna start changing stuff. Like, I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people my age who are like all like very hardcore conservative and stuff, and who have like just all their beliefs have kind of altered just over the past like couple years with everything unfolding and everything. And it's just like, I don't know. I think people realize that it's just all a freaking game. Like, and like, there's just nothing that's been going on recently that's really helped people. Like, and it's sad. And I think people are waking up to it. And I like that my big thing is like the whole APAC thing. Like, that thing really just gets to me. Like, because then at that point, if you're a politician, both sides receiving hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars from this place, are you going to be opposed to anything they do if they're the ones feeding your pockets?
Yeah. Well, I think the big things that I think that we need to do, term limits on Congress. It could be a longer term, but indefinitely we just need to do something there. We need to have the new generation have their opinions and have their chances to help, new stuff, right? Like, Mitch McConnell's like 1,000 years old, right?
Well, yeah, it's like, why should we have a politician who's about to die within the next 10 to 20 years? Like, this guy doesn't
care about the future.
Yeah.
He's checking out, man. But like, you care about the future.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's perfect, right? That's what we want. We want to have that. So term limits, we got to make sure that whole Citizens United bullshit, where it's like corporations get to vote as like people or whatever, and take the whole money in politics. There shouldn't be any money in politics. It should just be legit, like us doing stump speeches and just, all like having like, big companies have all these, elevator pitches and stuff, and like throw millions of dollars at, political parties or people, so they do their bidding once they get in office. That just needs to go away. We
Hmm.
just can't have that. Like you can't. That's a big thing too. Just all the influence, the lobbyists, right? The lobbyists.
Yeah, I don't like
I think those are the
lobbyists.
big ones. I think so. I mean, okay, so we kind of went far left because of Obama and like, oh my God, a black president, blah blah blah. So everybody
Hmm.
got crazy. So then they went far right, and now it's going to correct. It always corrects, right? Always corrects. So it's going to go to the left again, but we're going to try it hard together to make sure it doesn't go crazy left.
Hmm.
Just a little left to center. You know what I mean? Left to
What
center.
what are your you probably don't like him, but what are your thoughts on like Thomas Massey?
He's done a. I mean, I don't. I mean,
You obviously aren't
he's
gonna love
actually
him probably, but
no, but he's actually gone up against the president.
hmm
So
that's all he does. I mean, he's been going up against the president on a lot of things recently, and Trump keeps talking shit about him. Him and Marjorie Taylor Greene are like the
it's
two.
weird. It's amazing. Like there's a TikTok where it's like, oh my God, no, I don't agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. She agrees with me. I don't agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. She agrees with me. Like it was just like, what the fuck's going on right now? Like, but it's
It's
all
just
like
people
and stuff. You know,
people
it's
waking up. Like I think like you look at Thomas Massey like from your perspective, and you might not agree with a lot of like what he says necessarily, but like also I feel like he's more aligned with like someone who of conservative values who also has like a decent moral compass.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm okay with. I mean, I think challenging power and calling people on their bullshit is important. Holding
Hmm.
people accountable is important,
Yeah.
and we shouldn't be talked down or made fun of or whatever for challenging authority people. They should be like, oh shit, yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I might not agree with you, but I still like I want your opinion. That's
Yeah.
important, right? It's important not to be that echo chamber. The echo chamber is super deadly. Ignorance is super deadly. It's you know for like actively putting people in your circle that you really wouldn't have in your circle usually is important, right?
Hmm.
And I really, like I said in the message I sent you, right, we're majority like everything else. I think we agree on a lot of stuff, and I think if we get rid of the noise and all that stuff, I mean, we could build something really awesome, right? We could all this showboating and all this nonsense, all that, like we could look out for people, we could take care of people, and we could be even more powerful. We could still be, we could be better than we've ever been once we get through all this stuff, right? And we have
Yeah.
the relationships are important. All our alliances in the world, those are super important. Like we can't do this by ourselves. I mean, we can, but it's not gonna. It's gonna be sucky. We're gonna all wear gray, and our food's gonna be all shit. Like we're not gonna have any culture at all, right? So it's important to have that open, not open borders, but just like make sure our neighbors know we got their back. Make
The
sure we're friends.
acceptance part of it.
Yeah, the isolation. We're white Christian nation, isolationist, whatever. That's toxic and gonna kill us.
Yeah. Something that I didn't like during Biden's administration was like the censorship that you saw on social medias about like the COVID vaccine and everything. Like if you spoke out against it. Uh, like one thing that like I just it didn't make sense to me is I've also seen videos of back in like the when during World War II, liberals or people who voted Democrat um during World War II, they actually stuck up for Nazis' right to have freedom of speech and debate. And like there was this guy, I forgot, I saw a really old video of him, but he was saying that you defeat your own opponents by basically making them look dumb by beating them through conversation. And like if you try and silence your opponents, that actually makes them stronger. So it's just you should never silence or take away someone's speech, and that's one thing that I didn't really like during the Biden administration. But then now I'm kind of seeing that social medias are starting to do that, like TikTok, for example. If you say anything about Jewish people or Epstein right now, your TikTok account could get banned or deleted or blocked or whatever and censored. And you're seeing that on Facebook and Instagram too. I've had like they have AI look for like hot words, keywords like that, and they'll deplenish all your views you get on it. And it's like, dude, both sides. I think you should just be able to talk about whatever, like anything and everything, and have open debate. And like you said earlier, obviously not threatening people. And I'm pretty sure if you threaten people, isn't that a form of assault? Or can't you get charged with assault if you like actually like physically threaten people?
I think so. There's some harassment. I mean, there's
Yeah.
definitely repercussions. I mean, and everything's recorded. Like everything is documented. You really can't type anything and think you're all keyboard warrior and stuff. If someone, yeah, no, it's not great.
Hmm.
You shouldn't be doing that anyways. So
Yeah. But like, what are your thoughts on like what how do you feel about the censorship with COVID during Biden's administration?
well, so Biden was on the backside of it, right? Like Trump was all COVID.
Well, he left in 2020, and
Right. So like the whole like shutdowns and all that stuff. Remember the Trump checks with his signature on them and everything?
no, I don't remember that to be honest. I was just
Trump gave us two stimulus checks, like $3,000 or
oh,
$1,000, and he put
okay.
his name on.
This was
You know
my
what I mean?
senior year of
Yeah.
high school, so I wasn't really into
Oh yeah,
politics
yeah.
then. But
So Trump was a huge part of COVID. Biden was on the backside of COVID. I don't know exactly what you mean by that because Trump was the one that shut down everything. Trump's the one that told everybody the shots were mandatory, the wearing masks. That was all his administration.
well, COVID happened in 2020 though, and that was Trump's last year.
Well, it happened.
On
Hold on.
January 2020,
Was
and
that it?
Biden took office in January 2020 as well.
Huh. Well, it was on the backside of the COVID,
But
right? Yeah,
but
if I remember right.
I don't think it was the backside though. I know Trump's administration made the vaccine, and that's one thing I didn't get because it was also like a lot of people were talking about how conservatives didn't were heavily against the vaccine, but then Trump's administration was actually the one who pushed it out. Uh, but then also like Democrats were the ones like trying to enforce people to actually take the vaccine at the time, and like that. I don't know. I just didn't get it because it just didn't make sense to me.
So
You,
the vaccine stuff, I mean, that's all Trump.
well, it couldn't have been if because he came out of office in January of 2020. And here,
No,
let me look up when.
yeah. Double check me on that. Hey, chat, if you have information on that, just throw it in the chat too, please.
When did COVID happen?
It was a blur, man. Timeline
And
of
the World Health Organization declared it a global pandemic on March 11th, 2020.
okay.
And
So
and Trump left. When did Trump? When it's January, I think.
timeline of COVID.
Yeah. So Trump left office in January 20. Oh, of 2021. Okay. No, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I was wrong. So I thought he left office of 2020, not 2021. So no.
yeah. No, Trump's all that crazy stuff is like vaccine, draw this stuff, vermectin or the horse tranquilizer and all that shit. That's all Trump's. That's all Trump. Biden had nothing to do with it. He got it on the backside.
Yeah. No.
Trump, like
I was
Biden had to
thinking.
deal with it. It was all done.
Yeah, I was thinking that Trump left office in 2020, but no, Biden came in 2021, so a year after it was already into place. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, that's why. And then they'd like to blame the Democrats for it, but that's all. That's all Trump. Trump did all that. He shut down the government. He mandated masks. He told everybody bleach in their system and all that. All that's all Trump. That's all Trump. And then people are like, oh, the Democrats forced him to take the vaccine. Like, no, Trump did. Your RFK guy did.
Okay, I like a lot of what RFK says. I think he does have some. He did a lot of health stuff his whole life.
Entertaining. He is entertaining. I'll give you that.
Uh,
I invite you to actually like learn some facts about him. That'd be really great. That'd be
but
fun.
like I just have a hard time listening. I can't stand his voice, dude. It pisses me. Like it doesn't piss me off, but like it's just I listen to him on podcast, and a lot of times I just can't listen to the whole thing because his voice is way too raspy, and it just
Maybe
annoys
that's
the
some
hell
kind
out of
of
me.
throat degeneration thing, dude. He can't help it.
Yeah, I know. I know,
What are
but
you gonna do? Like make fun of disabled people like Trump now, or what?
okay. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just
I
saying it's
didn't read.
it's just not my preferred. Like, I'm not gonna listen to music I don't find enjoyable. You know.
I agree. I don't like listening to it either, but ours are different reasons.
All right, man. Well, we've been going for about 2 hours. I do want to. I have a final. Let's see, a couple more questions, and then I want to wrap this up. But I guess what is there any positions that you've changed within the last couple years?
Couple of years. I think it really. I mean, gosh, man, we could talk about this stuff forever. Being Mormon, right?
Hmm.
Gays weren't that great. You know, that was a big thing, right? Because I mean, we have to love the sinner, not the sin, all that bullshit, right? That was a big position for me. So I'm not like that anymore. It turns out they're fucking awesome, and they're wonderful people, and it took me to put some of them in my circle and realize they're wonderful people and they love tremendously, and the whole thing, like that was a huge thing for me. Transgender used to make me very nervous. I was, it's different, right? It's
Hmm.
scary, all that stuff you don't know. But, when you actually force yourself to put something in your circle, they're the most kind, loving people you're ever going to meet your entire life. They're so wonderful. And the whole thing, like if you're going to go religious, right? God created those people. It's just, I don't know. If you're going to do religious stuff, like God doesn't make anything bad. God created in their own image, all that stuff, right? So it's like, if the and then all the abuse they would get, like getting drugged through the streets or beat up and all that stuff because they're transgender or they're gay. Do you think they choose to get beat up? Do you think they just like, I'm okay with being gay, I like getting beat up and assaulted by scared heterosexual males? you know like that was a really big thing for me. That was a
Hmm.
huge thing because I mean, honestly, you know uh it's uncomfortable because I'm not used to it. I'm used to male, female, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. But then when you force yourself to put yourself and learn and actually put yourself in the circle and realize that you're wrong, that was a real big thing. That was a real big thing for me. Now it's like I'm a huge, huge fan, and I want to protect them the best I can.
Yeah, I mean, I
Uh,
don't, I don't think gay people or transgender people are bad people by any means. Like, transgender. My girlfriend, one of her best friends, is actually like transgender. She transitioned from a girl into a guy. And I actually I used to have a coworker named Cam, who I used to work with at Petco, who transitioned same thing from a girl into a guy. And they're super nice people, super kind people. I think they, I just don't think that they felt. Obviously, they obviously didn't feel comfortable with who they were. I mean, you wouldn't transition if you did. Um, I think they probably get a bad rap because of, like you said, the extremes of the groups, and um, but also, like, I do think that there's some people where that is genuinely like some sort of like mental incapacity there. I think is what I'm trying to say. Like the people, because haven't the like a few of the past school shooters being transgender. I
I
saw,
think one was, yeah,
and so
but I
like it's,
mean,
but there's the extreme. That's
but
what
then
I'm
you're
saying though.
saying like all the other thousands of school shooters are in the same boat.
No,
It's
yeah,
kind of
no,
like
it's
the whole like drag queens, right? Like, turns out a bunch of white like pastors rape more kids than transgender like drag queens do.
mm-hmm.
I mean, if
Well,
you
yeah,
look at facts, but that's the whole thing is like they take transgender, they take immigration, they take gay people, and they make them the enemies. Like drag queen story time or whatever, right? It's weird. It might make you feel uncomfortable. It might challenge your
well,
your
so
belief.
isn't one thing about like transgenders though? Isn't wasn't that actually labeled an actual like mental illness before, like gender
There's like
dysmorphia?
body dysmorphia. It's like their brain is inside, like they have a female brain and stuck in a man's brain, a body, right? That's what it is.
Is that what
It's
it's
legit.
okay?
A body dysmorphia or something like that. So like, they're so it turns out, okay, this might be a little TMI or whatever, but turns out we're all female. Like when we're developing,
Mm-hmm.
at a certain point, you get a flood of the testosterone and it changes us from female to male. Like if you if you ever notice the little like seam like behind your ball sack, dude, that used to be your vagina, dude. Turns out. Okay? Like you developed this is legit. It's science, right? It's goddamn science. So we're all, that's just how it is. Now you're gonna test it out. You're gonna be in the fucking shower like, holy shit, Tom was right. That's where my vagina would go.
Like, let me just.
I'm streaming right now live, so don't be doing that right now because I don't want to get taken
No.
out. But I mean, it's the science for us to even comprehend the complexity of God and how He created all these people and all these different variations, all these different skin colors. For us to say that we're the better one and we're the right one and this is the one that God loves, but He fucking hates everybody else. All His creations, God picks the white guy, Christian white guy, as the best one, and all these other fuckers are burning in hell.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does that make sense with God and all His awesomeness?
Yeah.
And for us to comprehend that and think that we know better than God, and God created everybody. And you look at like Native Americans, they always talked about the two spirits or whatever. Transgenders were back in the old days with Native Americans. They're called like twin spirits or something. You could like Google that shit. Like it's a legit thing. It's a thing that happens. It's not that we made it up or the drag queens at the library like telling all kids to like, transform into transgenders. That's not how it is. Where people are born that way. They're created that way. And they don't have a choice. It's just now we're not keeping them in the closet. We're letting them out of the closet.
Do you think all people are born that way though? Because I feel like a lot of that could be like nurtured into them, like based off like what's exposed to them growing up. Like,
well, yeah.
Like do you think like let's just give an example. Like, so I saw this clip for just an example of this mom to like their 1-year-old baby, and was just like, "You're gonna be a boy. You're gonna be a boy." And like started dressing a girl in boys' clothing, and then like only shaving its head and telling it that it's a boy. Like, don't you think like that's like there's a good chance that kid is gonna have like some sort of like mental disability going forward, or thinking that it's like a boy now, and like that was fed into him.
What do you think's more common, that scenario there, or like people raised in the church and told that this is how it's supposed to be their whole life, and then all of a sudden like I choose not to be, I choose to go against that, and actually I'm gay?
Well, I would say probably the second one is more common, but I think the first
Do
one
you think
is
the other one? Do you think the other one is kind of like off of Fox News or something?
Well, I think it's starting to become more common now because I do think there is a lot of people who are just so pro that, which like you can be pro that, but I think they just kind of like feed that to their children, and I think like kids are very like malleable. They take in a ton of information.
Yeah, but do you think that what would be the thing to say? Do you think the probability of they've had those feelings, but they kept it tucked away and hidden, so they fit in society? Like, there's, I think there's a lot of people that were.
I've heard that argument where people say that like just with how society treats them, they kind of hide it for so long. Is that where you're going, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, but yeah. So I mean, what's more realistic, right? I mean, people could choose to do whatever they want, right? I could wear a dress right now, right? I just don't want to wear a dress right now. It doesn't fit me, right? It's not who I am.
Uh-huh.
But if I felt that way, it is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because I mean, there's proven document. People get abused, people get murdered, people get drugged to the streets and hung on a fence with wired to the fence and all. Like, this happens all the time because they're gay, because they're transgender, because they're whatever, right? So, and I think our society is like, hey, that's kind of bullshit. That's not how that's not realistic. That's not reality. And so we're like having an awakening, or we're like, hey, this is bullshit. This is bad. This is teaching like, this is like, what are you talking about? The whole conditioning, grooming. being a Christian growing up, you know, I would even almost say even, you know, a white guy is only supposed to marry a white girl. And then in my dad's church or whatever, there was a guy that married a girl that married a black guy, and he called him a swirl all the time.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like that's pretty
purposely
extreme.
just, oh, look at this couple. This is a black guy, and this is a white girl. Like, you know, that's fucked up. Instead of just like, that's a wonderful couple.
Yeah.
Like, I had to deprogram that shit from my head. I had to deprogram that gay people are evil and they're gonna burn in hell because they love this other person. I had to deprogram all that, and that's the conditioning you're talking about.
One thing I'll kind of push back on then, if you think people are born with it, does that mean also like child predators are born like being attracted to little kids then too, do you think?
I think that's kind of a actually, I mean, they did studies and stuff with that, with religious stuff, right? So you're religious, right? Masturbation's bad, right? All the, you know, sex is bad, all
lustful,
that stuff.
yeah, lustful thoughts,
Lust,
yeah.
all that stuff's bad, right? So then you're taught to hide it. You have these desires, you know, you do masturbate and you hide it, like, oh my God, I'm going to burn in hell and all that stuff. So you become deviant, you become dark, you become hiding it. And then, you know, you could, you know, slowly offend somebody like that, you know, just through, you know, it's shameful. Like with my boys, I told them, you know, just, it's natural, it's normal. If you need to knock it out, just take care, you know, it's natural, it's fine. Like, I don't make it a demonizing evil thing. So, but I don't think people are, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say it. I just don't know enough about it. I don't know if there's like, I'm raised a sexual offender or whatever, you know, like, I mean, I think the behaviors and stuff and how you're raised, you know, I think that's a big part of it, but but it's weird it's weird that you're associating like sex predators with transgender and gay people.
Well, no,
that's a weird thing.
it's more so that like if they're attracted to little kids, couldn't you compare that to someone being attracted to guys, like a guy being attracted to guys? Like, it's just like, isn't attraction all universal?
I don't know. I don't think, I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough on that.
Yeah. So that was just
but I mean, but you're, once again, you're comparing gay people and transgender people to sex offenders.
Well, I'm not directly comparing them though. Like, I'm not saying that's like the same level of thing. I'm just comparing the attractiveness of like what the psychology behind attractiveness. I'm not comparing, like, I don't think
it'd be lying if you see like a smoking hot girl and like, oh, she's beautiful, and you notice assets on her, and, you know, whatever, you know, I mean, there's attractiveness there. And I think, I mean, you just have to like, okay, she's like 20 years younger than me. That's not you know, it's not my thing. I can't, you know, you could like, oh, that's beautiful or whatever. But like, I think there's things, you know.
Yeah, it's like morality. Like you're not going to go, you can see an attractive woman, but you're not going to go cheat on your wife because you saw someone attractive. Like, it's because that's like your,
you know, or cheat on your wife while your wife's pregnant with a porn star and like, you know, become president. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Morals, yeah. I think he's on his fourth wife, right?
I don't know.
I think.
No, I don't know. It's not that, I just don't think it's the same. I think, you know, you either have it or you don't. Like, when did you realize you're not gay? When did you realize you're heterosexual?
I mean, I think I had my first crush on a girl in 5th grade, I think.
Okay, so that's when you knew you're heterosexual?
Like, meaning I liked girls?
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Like, when did you know? Like, yeah.
Well, like, knew for sure that I didn't like boys?
Yeah.
It's probably like 12 years old.
You don't think about it, right?
Or 30. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
you're just into girls. You're just into
Yeah.
girls, right? Like, I'm into girls, right? Well,
yeah.
I'm into one.
Just one.
The other ones don't exist.
Singular.
But you know what I mean, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's the same thing with gay people.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. That's just who they are, right? That's it.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
mean,
And then
yeah, no, actually, yeah, no, I agree. But at the same time, like then I think like is that because of like my environment growing up though? Like I saw like like and girl relationships growing up, so that's kind of what I thought was normal to begin with. Like
no, because there's plenty of gay kids that are raised by straight adults. There's thousands,
yeah, so
I,
that was kind of my
bajillion. There's a
that was
bajillion of them.
yeah, that was my first thing in my head, and then I was like, well, that doesn't make sense because I know people who are gay who their parents are straight. So yeah,
And then
yeah,
I was
no.
raised, and then like I was raised Mormon. Guess what? My kids aren't Mormon anymore.
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Like it's what you grow into, and it's how you figure stuff out. Like there's like the whole thing about like gay people and stuff, or transgender, or whatever the deal is. It's like there's like your physical body, and then there's like what's in your head kind of thing. Like how are you attracted to other people and stuff. And none of that's your fucking business, to be honest.
Hmm.
None of that's my business. Like in I have the most amazing gay neighbors right on the other side of this fence here,
Hmm.
and I love them to death. I give them the biggest hugs whenever I see them. I'm so happy, and I'm grateful that they feel safe. Like this wouldn't happen. This wouldn't happen in the 1950s,
Yeah.
right?
No,
They
my
get the
my
shit kicked out of them.
my girlfriend's uncle is gay and he's married and he's like the funniest guy ever. Like they were just FaceTiming the other day and it's like
Yeah,
I love talking to him. He is like the most hilarious, just cool guy that I've ever
right.
like.
So, but then you go back to like when you were raised in the church or church. Is that guy gonna burn in hell? Is he a horrible person?
No, I don't think no. I mean, but at the same time, like that's not like for me to judge. Like that's kind of where I would say I defer from a lot of people. Like if you want to be gay, then or if you're gay, then that's not for me. If there's a God and it's the Christian God, and then He'll be the one to judge you for that, but not me. So
So hold on. So if there is a God, it's the Christian God.
no, I no, I was saying if it is the Christian God, I meant to say that like that's what I believe in. So like if the Christian God is real, if Jesus is real and that's what I believe in, then He'll be the one to judge you for that. I'm not going to judge you
Yeah.
for that.
No, but I mean, okay. So like, just to kind of hit on that more, it's become a very thing. The whole thing protecting being the fat white guy. So being the fat white straight guy, I still have
Hmm.
to be loud sometimes too, right? But it's like, um, God created everybody, right? God created us in His own image. God doesn't do anything wrong. He creates wonderful things and all that stuff. So, and it just goes back to why would we think we could understand the complexity and magical awesomeness of God and His creations? Like, I mean, there's dolphins that fuck each other and they're homosexual dolphins, right? There's homosexual monkeys and shit, right? It's not like we invented it.
Hmm.
It's in nature. It happens. It's not like, some drag queen said, I'm gonna start, having sex with this dude over here. It's in nature. It's just how God created this in these people. The diversity, the range, the spectrum of sexual or whatever attraction, all that stuff is all the complexity and magic is of God, if you will. Magicness. Not sure that works.
Yeah. I would like to believe that God knows the intent of your character and knows who you are as a person and will judge you rightfully or righteously. And I think that's the right word. And I would like to think that like those people that I like love and care about, like her uncle for example, and like cousins like Stephanie or all whoever in our family, like I would like to think that they would be in heaven and that that's not the case, that they would be punished for that, for who they love. Because I really don't think like I really don't think you can really choose who you love, to be honest. And that is something that I feel pretty like strongly about. Like I don't think it just based off like if you look at like historically speaking, a gay dude for example, like the way he would have got beat up in like the 80s or 60s or whenever. Do you think if he could choose not to be gay, he would get beaten up for it and everything if you could just choose not to love that person. Like,
Yeah, he's like, I'd rather be yeah, bro, and like knuckle bump, and then just like go fuck a chick, right? That's what he
yeah,
wanted to.
yeah. You would think like there's not really a choice there. I mean, I guess you could just sustain from all sexual activity, but like, what's the odd? Like, that's almost impossible for a man who has any sort of testosterone. Like, what are you gonna? You gonna
But then
torture
you're not.
yourself?
But then it goes back to not being authentic and being true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah,
forced to be something you're not.
yeah.
Can you imagine that being forced to do something that you know you're not,
Mm-hmm.
and how painful and how horrible that would be?
No, I know. I mean, I would hate it. I can't imagine
But
that.
it,
Like,
but society's asked people to do that because it made them uncomfortable.
yeah.
Like I'm uncomfortable because I'm a white straight guy, so I need you to not be gay, or at least pretend you're not gay, or not be a transgender person because I'm uncomfortable. And the reason why the straight guy feels uncomfortable because he's thinking the gay guy is thinking how he thinks of girls. Like he's thinking that was a lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's thinking that girl's hot. I would like to have sex with her. So he's uncomfortable with the gay person because the gay person he's thinking that gay person that dude's hot. I want to have sex with him.
Yeah, okay.
So the whole fuckery that happens there. The only reason why he's uncomfortable is because he feels like that dude's gonna fuck him. That's it, right? And one of my things I used to say as a straight white guy when I was super religious, like I love that guy, just don't hit on me, right? But it's because I'm thinking he's thinking how I'm thinking about girls.
That is true because
Like a piece of shit, like
what
a
you
piece
just
of shit, like a
what you
piece of
just
shit.
said is what I've thought of too. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I've definitely had that same mindset that you just said you had.
That guy's cool, but he better not hit on me, right?
Yeah, like as long as you don't bring the gay stuff around me, like is kind of like what I would always say.
But I mean, but that's not. I mean, if you want to, like, one of the big things with religion and stuff is like you just know it's true.
Hmm.
Like if you actually met these people and had relationships with these people, you know that they're wonderful people
Yeah,
and that God created them. And if there is a God, well, I do believe in a higher. I do believe in a God. I do.
yeah,
So what's more realistic? The pastor saying that guy's going to burn in hell because he loves somebody that's not a or a guy or whatever, or the fact that that person is full of love and full of like godliness or whatever, just like you are. You're not
hmm,
special. You're the same as this person.
yeah. No, I get that point. I get it for sure.
And like it goes back to like why would you choose to get the shit kicked out of you
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
to
that's a
love
great.
somebody that other people disagree with? And
Yeah.
it's just because they're uncomfortable. I was very uncomfortable with transgender people. I legit was. They it looks weird with a dude with a beard wearing a dress. It does. But now I had compassion and I like brought them into my circle and now I'll be the first one to fucking give them a hug in the middle of downtown wherever I'm at. I don't care. Like, hey, you need a hug? Come here. Let me give you a hug. You're a wonderful, beautiful person and you deserve a hug.
Hmm.
That's how it should be. That's what
Yeah,
I strive for.
yeah. No, I mean that's. I really just. Everyone has like their own things going on in life, and I just like every person is so valuable in their own way, and it's just such a beautiful thing. Like that's like one of the reasons like for starting the podcast is being able to talk to people and explore that and like learn about people and their interest and what they're educated on and kind of like know who they actually are. And like how
Yeah.
often do people get to like tell their story and express who they are and what they've gone through and everything? I don't know, it's just really cool. And I
No,
think
it's good shit.
and I think
It's
everyone
good
just has
shit.
like their own like little thing and it's there's so much more to people than just labeling them. Uh
Or making them the us versus them, right? Oh, those people. Make them your people and then get
mhm.
to know them and realize that you're wrong.
Yeah. No, I agree. Tom, are you optimistic about our future?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very optimistic. It's going to turn around. It'll be fine. I think we had to go through shit to realize what we had kind of thing. And I think we'll get there. We're definitely in a weird spot right now. Um, I totally believe that it's gonna be great. We just have to go through some shit, like refine ourselves and focus on us. 100%. It'll be good.
I think we just need to be patient and work through it. It's gonna take time, like you said, but there's a lot of
Yep.
stuff that's got to be fixed. Um, a lot of stuff.
We
Is there
just
any?
have to own it. We have to own it and take responsibility for it and just make sure we don't do that shit again, whatever it is, you know. And we just need to be accountable to it and just do our parts. Be loud when others can't be loud. That's why I fight so hard. That's why I'm a piece of shit on Facebook sometimes. Is it's legit trying to fight for those that can't fight or they're terrified to fight. There's legit people that are terrified right now. And that shouldn't be a thing. Shouldn't be a thing, especially in 2026. You know, that's crazy.
Is there any final message you'd for anyone listening? Anything that you'd want to just leave them with to maybe think about, or maybe something that could be helpful to them?
Oh man, I just look at everybody like they're amazing people. You could always learn something from somebody. Even the weakest guy in the street, brother, he could teach you something. There's always something to be learned from people, and look at people like they have value and worth, and don't allow like the whole media stuff. Don't get caught up in that. Look at people for who they really are. Don't get caught up in the echo chambers. The echo chambers are a big thing, right? Um, just stay positive, and then like for instance, if you know you are changing your position with Trump and stuff or whatever, instead of me like, oh fuck yeah, big dummy, about time, blah blah blah. It's like welcome you, like thank you for like that's the whole thing is being able to change and see different perspectives and stuff, and that goes both ways. It's just right
Mm-hmm.
now I'm in that position where I've been on the right side the entire time. Fuck Trump. Okay, so um, but besides that, we're not going to do it fighting each other. Like Trump's not worth the time to divide friends and family, and it has done that a lot. It's everywhere. Like I have friends that just like I can't handle your anti-Trump stuff, and they dip. So we don't put politicians above your family relationships. Trump's gonna be gone soon, but family's always there. Your friends are always there. Those are important things. And it's always up and down. There's always something. But if we work together and don't let shit divide us, there's a lot of good things we can do. They want us to be divided. They want us to be fighting each other so that they get to keep doing the shit they want to do, right? But if we're together, and that's the whole thing is like majority, I think we agree on 98, 99% of everything we talk. I mean, we're on the same page, but
Mm-hmm.
they make it seem like we're in like I'm a libtard, right? Like I'm a libtard, I'm an evil, retarded dude or whatever. I didn't say the R word, you know. That's something else. I used to love that word. So I had, my brother and stuff. It made it real easy. But anyways, uh so yeah, I mean that's the whole thing is like just you know, don't let it divide us and let's find if we find the common grounds, like there's nothing we can't do. So that's a big thing, I guess. Find the common grounds. Don't be stubborn. Don't be afraid to say I was wrong or whatever. Don't be afraid to like actually research stuff. Research stuff. Find stuff out for yourself. Don't just believe what the news tells you because most of the time it's very biased, right?
Mm-hmm.
For whatever side you're on. So I don't know. It's good, man. It'll be positive. We'll get it.
Yeah, I truly hope there's a day sooner than later where politics can hopefully unite people instead of divide people, and there's a day where we can grow closer together and debate civilly without tearing down our political opponents, and just have good debates and honest conversations without the tearing people down. So hopefully that's sooner than later, and hopefully we can all come together again as a nation.
Well, I mean, you've seen the clip where like someone called Obama like a communist terrorist or whatever, and McCain was like, "No, that's not true at all. We disagree on stuff, but he's a fine person, and I really respect him."
Hmm.
Like that's where it needs to be. The whole like the fact that the commander in chief is like verbally abusive to like everybody he talks to. That's not that's not the position of the president. That's not the office of the president. That's just him kind of making it look bad, to be honest. So that's a big thing. Is just the respect, and it'll come back around. It'll come back around, but we just need to not. Yeah, we should be able to agree to disagree and still have a drink or
Yeah,
whatever, right? Make politics boring again.
I agree. Tom, thank you for taking the time out of your day to come on here and talk. I think we had a good discussion, and I think this is a perfect example of how, I mean, people are closer than we think, like way closer. I mean, there's like
Yeah,
subtle disagreements, but I mean, this is how everyone should be able to just have talks like this and last 2.5 hours and be okay with each other afterwards.
100%, man. That's how it should be.
But all right, I appreciate you coming on, and it's been a good chat.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I really appreciate you. Let me be here. I'll always be available if you want to just chat about whatever. I get.